Go.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Seal Podcast, episode number 129 for second week of June, I think we could call it. My name is Fraser. I'm joined on my left by Neil.
Hello.
And the return of Dave on the right.
Hello.
And that is... Oh, hang on. Sorry, I've got... I've got the delay. I just said something and it's coming up in my other ear. Sorry, that's my fault. Left my phone on. Got to bump those Twitch numbers somehow. Yes, just Dave, Neil, and myself for tonight. Pilch is otherwise predisposed.
Oh, putting it.
Might have the oof coof. He's trying to dodge the bullet, but I think he's got the old sniffles. I don't know whether he confirmed it or not, but shit, yeah, man, that COVID bullet. I don't know. I mean, it's if Pilch is, anyway, get well soon, Pilch, and sort yourself out. Hurry up, will you? Yeah, I'm flying next week. I'm coming over to England next week. My family's not coming, so if you're planning on robbing my house, forget it, right? They're still here with the big black dog. But I'm on high alert, right?
You?
Oh, yeah, he ain't gonna like it. No. But he'll survive. But now I figure, like, it's now crunch time, right? I have to avoid COVID in the next week. Like, I cannot afford to
wear one of them
to get
big helmets or something. Walk around with a
I need to be in a bubble or something like that. I'm not hearing of anyone getting it. That's not to say people don't get it, because
over here.
Well, apart from people over there, sorry, yeah. Locally, I've not heard anyone around in sort of our immediate vicinity. I haven't heard anyone for a while. The last person was I think my wife, who caught it when she went to something downtown. But like, I went to a do today, right? And I tried, and it was all outdoor. It was an outdoor barbecue. But like, I sat down at this table with this, I was on my own. I was like, and it was pretty crowded. And I said to these people at this table, do you mind if I sit here? There's a lady sitting next to me, no problem at all. But as she's getting, we talked over with her and her husband over, her and her brother. She was quick to point out it wasn't her husband, it was her brother. And, but like, at the end, she comes and stands right up in my face to tell me something before she leaves. And I'm trying to do that sort of, don't breathe, don't appear to be rude, but
just
don't
excuse
breathe.
me while I wash my face in front of you.
Good old COVID. And now we got monkeypox to worry about. We had our first confirmed case of monkeypox locally, apparently, somebody said.
Oh, you're getting it over there, are you?
I think we were one of the first countries to start seeing it.
Right.
As pure as the Canadians are, we don't mind a transmittable disease here and there. SARS, monkeypox, know.
You was way ahead of us on the SARS-CoV thing, weren't you? You had
SARS,
the original.
Yeah, did I not mention when I first moved here in 2006, like hand sanitizer was a thing, right? People were into the hand sanitizers here. We were why has everyone got hand sanitizer? But they had just gone through SARS not long before. I can't remember when it was, 2003, I think it was, or 4 or something.
I don't remember.
I'm not sure. Was it? Anyway, yeah. So just one of those things, And then I watched a video today. Lake Mead is drying up. I don't know. Have you seen any of those? Any news on that? This guy did a video.
Lake Mead?
Lake Mead is the mead outside Las Vegas, right?
Mead.
Yeah, it's spelt the same. Yeah, I think. And
a lake of ale, you say?
He filmed something like. Now, have you not heard about Lake Mead? Like, it's dropping so much, right, that it's revealing all like sunken boats and bodies and oil drums and stuff like that. Right?
Yeah, it doesn't sound very drinkable.
Yeah, and where people have had actual concrete boots put on them.
Right. Yeah. Literally swimming with the fishes. Yeah, for sure. And he had a video 2 weeks ago, and he posted another one. 15 days later or whatever it was, and like at points it's dropped 4 foot, right?
Wow.
More boats being exposed, and they can't launch the boats now. He said like it got to the point now they can't do boat launches because they can't drive in and launch the boats.
Just launch it and it just dives in, just goes.
Yeah, what they can't go to the I'm not sure why exactly. I have to think about the physics of that, why he can't do it, but he was saying he can't. I think the problem is it gets so flat that you have to go as deep as the boat, and of course now you're in danger of flooding your engine, whereas
Right.
the boat launch before is like pretty steep, so
Yeah.
that doesn't happen.
They need some
Anywho,
swamp boats over there, don't
they need some airboats. Okay, and that reminds me of something else I saw. Right in Florida, there was some police. Like this guy stole a jet ski. Right, you all know what a jet ski is, right?
Oh yeah, we know what those are.
You know what a jet ski is, right? So some guy in Florida stole a jet ski or something like that, and the police commandeered this couple who were fishing, commandeered their boat and chased the guy on the jet ski and got up to him, right? Or whatever. But
Did
whatever,
some
it's a
Jan Hammer
story.
start playing while they were doing it? All the helicopter shots.
So yeah, they were all in like purple neon and pink, right? And it was dark
Had
and it
their
was black.
jacket sleeves rolled up to their elbows.
That's right. And well, where was I going with this? I forgot. Oh yeah, the point anyway, like it's not really an amazing story. I would gloss over it on any given day, except for the BBC wouldn't call it a jet ski. They called it a water scooter.
What?
Come
they?
on.
Jet ski is the it's like Hoover. It's the
Oh, is it brand name? Is it?
it's a branded name for a Kawasaki water jet ski. And the jet ski is
What do they call them suction cleaners then on the BBC?
well, vacuum cleaners. No,
No, still not
like
correct. Then.
Couldn't
but
they
Hoover.
have come up with something better than water scooter?
Yeah.
That's so British.
Is that actually technically their name? I don't know.
It's like hook and loop type like connections, which is Velcro. But Velcro is the brand name for the hook and loop.
Yeah.
No,
Hopefully it doesn't come up in the news that often. That one.
No, I saw that. Funnily enough, I saw that story as well, and yeah, that I actually
The
saw
robbers
that.
tied their hands with a hook and loop.
Everyone's like,
yeah.
"What the fuck are you talking about?"
So anyway, so that's a bit of a tangent there for whatever reason, but
we don't really do tangents on this show.
So there's no water for soon. There'll be no water for 85 million people. Not that they should start panicking or anything. Just keep your lawns nice and green in the desert. No doubt that'll.
So where's this? Like, where is Lake Mead?
It's just
New
near
York State.
in Nevada.
Oh,
in the desert.
Right,
yeah.
I expect it to be a fucking bit dry in the desert, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, yeah, and it very much is. Yeah, I guess. It's just an oddball one, isn't it?
Isn't
it's
it
just
unusual to have a lake in the middle of the fucking desert in the first place?
Yeah, it's fed by somewhere else as well, and apparently they're not feeding it. I don't know, like it's fed by another water source. But anyway, I think the chickens are coming home to roost for like having golf courses in the middle of the Nevada desert, right? It's or driving out these sort of 7-liter diesel trucks to go launch your 6-liter twin outboard, right? To go fishing for bass, right?
Well,
Sooner
I
or
can't
later.
afford to use them anymore. It must be paying at least 50p a gallon for their fuel now.
Well, no, I don't know. Anyway, it's all. I don't know.
Yeah, it's. I'm just having a quick look on Google Maps. It's not a. It's a extremely large body of water between Nevada and
Not anymore.
and Arizona. Yeah.
Well, good old apocalypse. Okay. So Dave, it's good to have you back.
Thank
Did you have a nice holiday?
I had a lovely holiday. My arse is a bit
Scotland,
sore.
was it?
Arse is a bit sore. I don't even know if we want to know where that is.
Oh, were you bike? Did you bike it?
I was on a motorbike, yeah.
Oh, okay. So
What,
you
all the
didn't
way
go
to
with your
Scotland?
daughter and dog?
No, just me and the missus.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
So,
Yeah, good fun.
Yeah, a lot of miles on the bike. Done about 1,500 in the end.
Wow.
Going up there and going around. We worked out spend about in a week we spent about 30 hours on the bike.
Right.
So yeah, it was very nice. Yeah, I won't do it again next year. We'll have a year off.
Right.
But yeah,
Just hire a Harley or something, a bit more comfortable.
Yeah, there was thoughts about different bikes. Hiring bikes is ridiculously
He's always
expensive.
thinking about different bikes.
But no, Scotland is a beautiful country.
When it's sunny.
Well, we had a few wet days, proper wet days, and even then, like going up and down the mountains on single tracks when it's pissing it down, but just looking across valleys and sort of seeing like
Rain.
weather systems coming in. And yeah, like it's just fantastic place. So
Nice.
yeah, very good.
Now, did you see any seals when you were up in
I
Scotland?
did see one seal. I caught up with Sean.
Nice.
Sean.
Nice. Yeah.
But I forgot to take a picture. I was gonna take a picture and post it, but completely forgot. No, when me and the missus went up on Monday or Tuesday. We went up to Edinburgh on Saturday, and then yeah, it would have been Monday. Went and saw him and his new dog, Zeus.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah. I've seen Zeus. We did he did a camera with Zeus or
I
whatever.
did it.
Gorgeous little dog.
Yeah.
Not going to be little for long either.
No, he's got to grow into those ears. He's a what is it? German, not German. Yeah, it's German Shepherd. Long-haired German Shepherd. About 8 weeks. No, 10 weeks
You
old.
look pretty
12
small,
weeks old.
that's for sure.
He's definitely still a puppy, but he's already bigger than my dog. So he kind of ran and jumped up to me, and I was sort of kind of expecting my dog when she jumps up, it's just, I just kind of catch her. This one nearly floored me.
Nice.
And I'm not small, and it was gonna be a big old dog, but yeah, it was great to catch up with him.
Good.
Um,
Yeah. So for anybody who's listening doesn't know, Sean was here at the start when we first started the Seal podcast, and he's basically I would call it a number of the guys non-executive directors, right? All in it from the start, even though they're there behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's doing all right. It's a lovely house up in
Nice.
Elgin. Absolutely huge. All the houses are up there though. And yeah, I didn't see I think his missus was working, but his boy was there. We had a kick around in the garden with a football.
Nice.
And yeah, it was good to catch up.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you were sorely missed. Oh, you went to Highland Games or something, didn't
I
you?
did go to Highland Games.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. It was not the best weather. It was a little bit rainy, and we're kind of like on a sort of time scale. So I didn't get to see them chucking the cavers,
Tossing the caber.
tossing the caver. But the missus was thoroughly entertained with watching the Scottish wrestling,
Okay.
which basically involved two blokes, both with kilts on. Sometimes they had t-shirts, mainly they didn't. And basically bare wrestle themselves like each other to the ground. And there was some rules apparently. Somebody was going looking at it and going, "Yeah, he won that one."
Right.
We couldn't work out the I don't know. It didn't matter who hit the floor first, or I don't know. It was just like somebody won. Oh, okay, fair enough.
You touch his
Um,
bollocks, that means you lost.
there was some rules, but we were watching it for about an hour. We was like, no. There was competitive bagpipe playing because we were sitting there going, why can we hear like 3 or 4 different sets of bagpipes playing different things? And it was only when we walked around later that there was like sets, huts that people kind of stand in and played bagpipes for about half hour each time, and somebody was
Right.
there judging them.
They wouldn't be going at the same. Like competitive makes it sound like they're going
All
against
playing
each
at the
other
same time.
Right.
No, that's it. They were all playing at the same time. There was about 6 or
My
8 different
God.
huts around the place, and like at any one point, I could hear about 3 or 4 different musical
Must be like listening to
things.
Radio 1. Fucking hell.
But there's also the girls doing the Highland dancing, and they'll do like there was the doing a what's it called, shot put and hammer throw, like a small hammer throw, and then like a
Dangerous
fucking
field
large.
events.
Yeah, basically. The fact that the guys like who were like judging how far they were, these blokes were chucking massive steel balls, and like the amount of times that they were actually coming towards them and just sidestep, like, dunk, okay, right, I'll measure that. It's just like, yeah, I don't think I'd have.
Health and safety would have a field day, wouldn't
Yeah,
they?
that's it. I was like, I could just so easily see an accident happening. But no, it was good. It was a definite experience. Um, yeah, yeah. If anyone gets the chance, definitely go and see one because it's a good day out.
Nice, nice, good. Okay, well, like I said, I'm glad you're back. Thanks for coming back, and glad you had a good holiday.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
Moving along, Fantasy League. There's nothing really we need to talk about. No football this week, right? Are we on a break with football now?
We've had international football going on, so basically, yeah, no one
Okay.
cares. It's
All right.
Nations League, glorified friendlies.
Yeah. All right.
Um,
Anything happening? No, sorry. Is there more?
No updates for fantasy football as yet. It's all still showing last season stuff. My son's worked out a team, he reckons, for next season already.
Already?
Yeah, he's been looking at. There's some video or something on the site about predicted prices
Oh yeah.
for next season. So I think of the new signings like Haaland or whatever. So he's been looking at that already, working. I was like, yeah, I wouldn't even bother, mate, because some of those players that you got at the end of last season, like Son's going to be more money than he was last year, isn't he? He's going to start off at more than he ended last season.
Well,
He was
he's
like
going
the
to be
second
12.
highest
He's going to
scorer
be
in
like
the
he's going to be 10.5, 11 million
No,
before.
mate,
How
he's
much
going to be more like it was like 12 and a half for Salah, was it, at the beginning of last season? I can see
I
Son being
can't
12 and a half,
remember.
because he wasn't far off of Salah last season, so points wise. So
We're talking
going to
about
be
it without even wanting to talk
yeah,
about
exactly.
it. Do you
Here we
think?
go.
Do you think we go Salah in as captain on game number 1?
Oh, I don't know. My
Or
son
Son?
says I'm not having Salah next year. I'm not having Salah. I'm
No,
like, I don't know if I'm going to have him next year either, to be honest.
really? Excellent.
Yeah,
How old is he? Do we know?
he's who Salah or my
Yeah.
son? I've never ever sold my son. I don't know how old Salah is.
Because I think he was just burned out at the end of the season. I got to get him.
I don't know. Well, the thing is, it's going to be. You don't know who's going to be there. Mane's not going to be there supposedly next season. He's going to be at Bayern Munich apparently. So have to wait and see, don't we? So the transfer window open today. The real transfer open today. I suppose it's today. It's open till end of August or whatever. So things actually start happening now in terms of player movement. So we'll see.
Okay. Well, all right. Okay. Well, that's all we're getting for football. Discord and all that sort of stuff. Do we have anything that we want to talk about there, or can we just move on to the tweets?
I don't think anything's really happened this week on Discord, really.
Okay. I didn't think there was. So, all right, let's go on to the tweets then. Right. First of all, let's talk about your tweet, shall we? Okay. It's all right. You're not in trouble. Just You said, have you seen any of Jeff Fest Keef 3? Or as some people are calling it, Summer Game Fest. Have you seen anything that mildly arouses you? Okay, well, let's ignore that last thing. We don't want to go there. But what's this Jeff Fest Key 3 or Summer Game Fest?
It's the Summer Game Fest. It's Jeff Keighley, isn't it?
Is it? Does he do that? Is this something that's
He's
regular?
basically because E3 is not happening, is it? So he's been doing it the last few years, hasn't he? It's been Summer Game Fest. Is what it's actually called. That was the joke. Is this actual name is Summer Game Fest? And,
for some reason, I thought Jeff Fest had something to do. Didn't that guy Jeff Gersman or something create his own podcast this week?
He's left by Giant Bomb. Giant Bomb's all fucking just completely changed in the last week. But yeah, it wasn't a reference to that. It's Jeff Keighley. Key 3.
Got it. Okay, gotcha. All right. Sorry. I'm not on your level.
Replaced E3. You're not into games, really, are you?
Games are so boring. I'm actually... Oh, mate, video games are so boring. I've noticed, that joking aside, am I joking? I've just finished, or I'm so close, I'm within like just spitting distance of the end of that press reset button. That book by...
the book. Jason Schreier.
His name. Jason Schreier, yeah. It's really interesting. Yeah, thanks, mate. I will say it's definitely a good read. If you're interested in the industry, it's really interesting. It validates a lot that we sort of know. like
Well,
the
they all
shit
work
about
far too many
shit about.
hours.
Well, it's sort of like a lot of it it talks about. I mean, it's interesting because it gives you a glimpse into the making of the games in the studios and stuff like that.
It's just got
But a
specific
lot,
games in it. Yeah.
yeah, it's got specific studios and specific games and things like that. And you know, it's in like the chapter I just read. It was on Dungeon Keeper re-release on mobile, you know, that had paid timers and all that sort of stuff on it, and you know, people were fucked off with it. And you know, it's easy for us to read it at this
That
point and
doesn't
go, no
sound like
shit,
people who play
right?
games. People getting fucked over everything.
But they actually gave quite a decent insight into how EA treated people, and you know, you know, on some instances, and they were pretty good, pretty cool actually, from what it sounds like. And then there are other other interesting stories about other people who had development house studios or whatever, and just made horrendous, you know, choice, just flying straight towards the sun on some of the things that they were trying to do and whatnot. It's worth a read for sure. It's been a good toilet book. Yeah, so I recommend that. I might go read his first book now, finally.
Haven't you got all the
So
spoilers though? We're in the second one.
I guess I don't know. I don't think I have to worry too much about spoilers. I can't even remember what the first one's slightly different, isn't it? It's not the same.
I think it's
not
a
the
similar
same
theme.
format.
Like, I'm sure. Have you got the Destiny in your book? The Destiny.
Didn't his first book was that the one that kicked everyone off to like crunching with developing games, and that was the one that
What was that called? Can't remember.
Game Over, be something
game
related, or Insert Coin or something like that, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway, so from your tweet, we had some responses. Should I read them, or do you want anybody want to read them?
Do. Otherwise, no one else going to know what you fucking talk. Well, they are, won't they?
Marty, friend of the show, says, "Evening, gentle blokes. Hope you're all okay and have had a good week. The Callisto Protocol is the only game I really want. Looked brilliant." Wait a second. Have I missed
this is
something?
in response to the fucking question.
Oh, is this Summer Game Fest has been on?
Yes. My God, this is fucking hard work.
Well,
Summer Game Fest was on last night.
Oh, you're going too professional, man.
Sorry to keep it about video games. I know we feel like we do everything we can to not talk about video games generally, but
he says the Callisto Protocol is the only game I really want. Looked brilliant. Apart from that, PlayStation don't have anything else I fancy. Money well spent on that PS5.
Yeah. Right. So, do you want a little recap of what was actually on?
Sure.
So, Callisto Protocol, you know what that is?
No.
There's the guy who made Dead Space who's making Dead Space, but with a different name.
Wow, what cynical journalism.
It was good. It did look good, though. It did look quite visually impressive and looked a lot. I haven't played Dead Space, but it did look quite a lot Dead Spacey. They've got the stomp in there. Apparently, the stomping was a thing in Dead Spaces. That's how you got something or other.
Yeah, bizarrely, I was listening to the Veteran Gamers today on my drive.
I can't remember what it said.
And Stu was going on about this. Stu was jizzing over Dead Space 2. And he did mention the stomp as well.
Yeah, I remember him mentioning the stomp, but I can't remember what it did. But yeah, they were stomping in the Callisto Protocol. There's multiple gruesome ways to die by the look of it. But it's being published by Krafton, I think, which are the people who involved from the PUBG studio.
Yeah, Krafton Studios is PUBG, yeah.
Yeah, so it started. I think
what do I know about
it was going to be in
games?
the PUBG universe, wasn't it? This is the one that was supposedly in the PUBG universe. But then I think they decided that would be stupid and they just make an actual video game. Because then it wouldn't have to be really fucking janky and shit. I
could see that coming a mile off.
Would like to let you down anyway. So they're remaking The Last of Us again, which was a PlayStation thing, obviously. So this is a full-up remake, but it's exactly the same, obviously, because otherwise, how can you can't change The Last of Us story-wise. So, but there's got new PS5 graphics and everything in it. So they've redone all the characters and all that, proper remade of the assets. But it's also coming to PC, apparently, later on.
Okay.
Street Fighter 6. Guile was announced for Street Fighter 6.
God, I can't believe I missed that.
Guile is in Street Fighter. Bit of a fucking surprise, eh? Modern Warfare 2, there was a trailer. And that
Dave's
just looked like
shaking
Call
his
of
head.
Duty.
He's disgusted with this.
Is that news? Like how?
What, Call
like,
of Duty? Yeah, it was a bit
No,
disappointing,
not-
as we'll get onto when in the next tweet. I don't know if you want to read Greg's tweet as
Should
well,
I?
because this is
Should I?
like, yeah, because he actually responds because he's actually interested in the video games industry, I think.
Yeah, but Greg's a professional. He's a serious person. He's a responsible adult. Greg DeLacy says Jeff's show was decent, not great. Every time it seemed to find its rhythm as a game showcase reveal event, we retreated to an announcement that felt more like an ad than a reveal. And that's not including shirtless pimping everything Dwayne's bit. What was that?
That
C
was
plus. He even gave it a
the Rock
grade.
Johnson. Dwayne the Rock
Oh.
Johnson was on there briefly, and it was massively cringeful. It was just like, what the fucking hell is going on here? It's like, enjoy your gaming and all that sort of. It's like, yeah, it was just like, it's like, just give him a fucking script. He can read a script. It was like he was trying to do everything off the cuff. It was like literally he was in his gym, kept pimping his fucking energy drink. And it was like, this is fucking like, what the fuck is going on here?
Did he seriously?
I swear
pimp an
last
energy
shows was
drink?
better. Yeah, because he's got an energy drink, hasn't he? He's had that ages.
I don't know.
Zoa or something.
I'm proud that I don't know
Spermatozoa,
that.
I think it's called or something.
It's better that I don't know that stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So it was
C+.
just a bit car crash at times. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But like the actual video game stuff, like, get this, Flashback 2, 30 years in the making. Well, not in the making, obviously, but 30 years after the original. That's coming out.
I don't even know Flashback 1. I know
Flash-
what is that.
Flashback,
You would
that's
know
a-
Flashback.
Yeah,
Was
It's
it
a
Another World somewhere? It's
2D
called. Is that the same thing, or
I'm
something
not
like
sure. It was a 2D sort of
that? Story
platformer,
adventure.
story adventure puzzler. The graphics were
At the
really
time.
good at the time. Yeah.
What time?
Um,
When was this time?
30 years ago.
90, yeah, 90,
92, maybe. Don't know.
Oh, sorry.
That
I
was
thought
30
you
years
meant
ago.
like Flashback 2 was like the story was set 30 years after the
No,
first
no.
one. Not like
Flashback 2.
literally is
Flashback 2
30.
is a sequel to a game that came out 30 years ago.
Oh, okay. Jesus.
Uh,
on what?
I
What
played
did
it on
come
the
out
Amiga.
It was on Amiga and stuff and PC.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was some just trash on there.
That's
Fall Guys.
interesting. In a way, that's
Yeah.
interesting. I mean,
It looked cool. Yeah, it was.
Not sure
it was a
if it-
good,
not
at
sure
the
if it's
time,
like-
it was a really highly rated game. So hopefully this one will be
Yeah.
a really highly rated game. So
Well, it's not really.
shouldn't we always have that hope for everything?
well, you can hope, but you'll only be disappointed mostly. Yeah, it was a bit meh. I've got to be honest. I'm trying to think if there's anything actually good. Goat Simulator 3 got announced.
Oh,
And
God.
The good thing about Goat Simulator 3 is they haven't actually done a Goat Simulator 2. They just went from one
Yeah.
to the other.
Brilliant.
So
Brilliant.
they know what
Full
they're all
marks.
about.
They can have my money. They
yeah,
win.
yeah, they know what they're all about.
There's a Saints Row and a Cuphead.
Oh yeah,
announcement.
Saints Row. You can create your boss now. You can go onto your console or PC and you can download a thing to create your character now. Yeah, it was. I don't think there was anything really killer. The whole Last of Us business was supposed to be the big end of show reveal, and it got all leaked.
Sorry, what
just
was the
beforehand.
Last of Us news then?
So they're remaking the original Last of Us Part 1. It's called The Last of Us Part 1, and they're going to sell it for $70 on
Of course they
PlayStation.
are.
I'm like, okay. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't suppose
man.
you're going to get any cheap upgrades if you've bought The Last of Us the last 2 times it came out as well.
Look, this is why we shouldn't rely on video games. This is why there's no video games in the title of the podcast, man. Be careful.
Anyway.
The golden age of video games, people. But
Yeah,
on
that
a
was a long
serious
time
note,
ago.
though, do you think it's just almost a case of like the landscape has changed so much on the way we play games and the games that we're playing that basically the industry is a little bit fucked right now, right?
AAA
Like-
industry's fucked, isn't it? Because they
AAA
cost
industry-
so much to make games, they have to make the same game 3 fucking times now.
Considering what
Yeah.
Blizzard has done, with their
Blame
latest
GTA for this.
iteration of their game. Well, I was thinking about Diablo. is basically a glorified mobile game on
But it is a
PC.
mobile game.
Diablo Immortal. Is that the Immortal?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I
But
played
on-
last
Yeah,
week.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But
Like,
decent, though.
on PC, it's not even trying not to be a PC game. It's basically the
Yeah.
mobile version on
It's
a
fun,
PC. Yeah, I know it's fun. It's massively monetized though.
Yeah, but you
It's
don't have to buy all the money.
free. No, I know.
I haven't spent a penny. I
Um,
probably won't ever because I'm not going to play it that much. But
yeah, because you played it for about an hour and went,
I
nah.
I've played like for a few hours. I was like, oh, that's all right. But it's not really my thing.
Well, and that's the thing. Diablo as a series, I think it's especially Diablo 2 was much loved.
Well, they've just redone
for...
Diablo 2, haven't they? They remade that as well.
Yeah, I know. And that's the problem. They've remade the best one that everybody liked, and then put out a shitty mobile port.
Well, this is the one that
PC
kicked off. Like people were desperate to hear for Diablo 4, and then they announced Diablo Immortal, and everyone was like, "You suck," basically.
Yeah, and if it had just been a mobile game, I think it would have been alright because people
I
went.
think they
If people would have
decided
said,
people were kicking off because it was a mobile game. That's why they made a PC game. I think. I don't
that's
reckon
even
they would have
worse.
made the PC game.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems very pointless to me. Like just have it as a mobile game. It's like this game has been made for the mobile platform. Play it or don't. It's free. And buy stuff. I don't care. And then like normal people that have liked Blizzard's Diablo games might still have some hope for Diablo 4 coming out.
Well, that's still coming. Just gonna have to wait a bit longer.
Yeah, I'm torn on this one. Is this really like the developer needs to be more sensitive to the gamers' needs, or the gamers who really give that much of a shit about it need to go get some priorities in their lives and just like this is like David said, or how can they be more transparent? Like this is the game that we're rolling out. Yeah, it's not really what you wanted, but they can't win, can they? Really, it's not going to happen.
It takes a long time to make games, apparently. Even though it's apparently easy to make a game now with Unreal Engine and Unity or whatever. All these anyone can make a video game apparently, but it takes
they just
AAA people fucking years.
They upscale graphics and then send
the
it out
HD
again.
button, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's 4K button now. Phrase HD button's like
8K
years away.
It's got to be 8K soon, isn't it? Anyway,
thanks for that, Greg.
Can I just add a couple of things before we go on?
Yep.
Because there was the Summer Game Fest, Jeff's show, and then there was an Aliens game announced, which looked all right. A routine. I don't know. This was announced ages ago. Apparently, it's PC and Xbox. Outriders expansion. Fall Guys, Blarbox. But after,
what was the one before Outriders? Did you say
routine?
Before Outriders, you said routine.
Routine, yeah, not poutine. Routine. I don't know. I can't remember that one to be honest, but it was announced a while ago. But after Summer Game Fest, they had the Devolver Digital showcase, which if you haven't watched, I do recommend you go and watch because it was fucking batshit.
Yeah, but they're always batshit. Is it worth watching? Because like I'm pretty sure
it was only about half an hour. It was only about half an hour. And they showed 4 or 5 games, but it was everything around it was just fucking crazy. That was quite an enjoyable watch, and the games on there looked pretty well. They were completely different to everything else. There was no AAA bullshit on there. It was all indie games.
Style.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, they're an indie publisher basically. So, but yeah, there was a game on there called Skate Story that looked fucking amazing. I thought, but it's not AAA or whatever. But yeah, that looked really cool. Skate Story,
right?
So I do recommend you go and have a look at that. Or at least check out
Devolver Digital.
Devolver Digital show. There's been a few things on today, but I haven't actually caught up with them today. Okay. Epic were doing their showcase today, and the PC Gamer show is on Sunday, which is usually a right fucking mess, but good anyway.
Okay.
So yeah, there is stuff going on at the moment, gaming wise. This is like it's not E3 time. So there's just when all the news comes out, but.
Okay. All right. So yes, thank you, Marty, and thank you, Greg. Much appreciated, guys.
you want to do a couple of questions from the Twitch chat before we move on to the Discord?
Which one is that?
There's only one, I think, and that was is anyone seen Top Gun?
Right now?
From Sumi.
Anyone seen Top Gun? Really? Is that what we're going to answer?
That's it, yeah. Well, what's the point of doing the show live if you're not going to answer people's questions in the chat?
Oh man, I don't know.
Got no interest.
I've forgotten Top Gun already. Sorry. Yeah, that's a terrible thing. Of course, we'll answer your question, Christian. No, I haven't seen it.
No, me neither.
No interest. A friend of mine, my very, very good friend here, he was like bang up all over. I think the problem I have, see, he's a little bit older than me. So I think when Top Gun came out, he was like 18, 19, bang up for it, probably a few beers and him like an event, right? So Top Gun coming out, again, he treated it like an event and bought tickets, went as soon as he could. Said the atmosphere was amazing, right? And I was sort of a little bit like, shit, I should have gone, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I don't really like Top Gun that much, right? So I never have. And
I think I've only seen it twice. And one of those was when it came out, like on pirate video or whatever.
I was 4 when it was released, the original.
Yeah, all right, fuck off, Dave.
So I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's worth a watch for sure, but
He actually looks old in that film. That's what I thought when I saw the trailer.
He is old.
I know he is quite old, but he actually looked quite old. I thought
he's 60. He's got to be pushing 60 now, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god! I've just seen a picture of Val Kilmer.
Oh yeah,
he's ill though. He's not well.
Ooh.
Yeah.
He has not. Yeah. He was quite a hunk in his day.
He was a proper hunk, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like but the point is like it's hang on, Christian's saying something else here. Everything is made. We now live in the rerun. That wasn't a question. That was referring to you saying that everything is rehashed and not new.
Yeah, I think that was the
low-hanging fruit.
Anyone seen Top Gun? Yeah. I think that was the
yeah. It's low-hanging fruit, right? To remake stuff and dig in. But that was another thing someone was talking about in this book, right? They were saying, there is so much old IP now for them to farm through. It's like, and you talking about that flashback is a perfect example, right?
Yeah. Somebody picked up the license cheap and it's just catering to people's nostalgia. Fond memories. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a price. There's value in nostalgia, right? So
that's what we're doing over here. We're all about nostalgia in the UK now.
Well, you got
back to the 70s when we had to turn the electric off for 3 days a week.
Yeah, the golden years, right?
Put 50p in the meters. Yeah.
Unbelievable. If only it was like it used to be.
Yeah. Unfortunately, no one remembers how shit it was. So there we go.
Yeah, but we were happy, weren't we?
No.
So, moving on, Lord says, well, I'm a little concerned about Fraser. He is supposed to be on a cholesterol-free diet, but just recently I've heard him talking about burgers and pizzas, and I'm just hoping he's sticking to a strict cholesterol-free diet. I don't want him having a heart attack live on the show. When would you prefer me to have my heart attack?
I definitely don't want you to have it while we're on the show. That'd be massively awkward.
Preferably after it's been edited and posted.
Exactly.
My cholesterol, I've been a little bit naughty on the cholesterol. I literally did I mention it while we were live about my double barbecue adventures today?
Yes.
I can't remember whether we were talking on that before or whatever. Yeah, but at the same point, I'm still really off the cheese, really off the white bread. I've been eating a little bit of chocolate and some pretzels, but I'm definitely not. I eat dark. I try and eat only dark chocolate. Stay away from milk chocolate. I'm eating a little bit too much peanut butter, but anyway, I'm still trying. I'm
thinking I might have high cholesterol listening to you talk.
When was the last time you had it checked?
I don't think I've ever had it checked. Probably a reason for that.
Yeah, well, it's up to you. Anyway,
Ignorance is bliss.
it wasn't up to me here. My doctor just sort of told me to go get my blood done. So anyway, that's I don't know whether they do the same thing over there at 50. You know,
No, or maybe.
If Neil's
Go check.
anything like me, I'd just like avoid the doctors until absolutely necessary.
Yeah,
Till your cock's dropping
I was like that, but yeah, that changed after a while. After I sort of got into my mid 40s or whatever, I started to sort of try and be a little bit more proactive. But whatever.
Yeah, walk it off.
Whatever. I can tell you the 2 double plates of barbecue I had for lunch just sitting there right now, coursing the oil through my veins. It's great.
It's funny enough.
I feel
I think
alive.
I think I've been the most healthiest I've ever been now that I've got a dog. The amount of time spent walking and out and about and physically active is much more than what I used to be.
It's good, isn't it?
It's great.
They force you to go out. Like, I do admit, like almost every morning at sort of 7 in the morning, I'm like, God damn it. You know, now most mornings I'm just on autopilot, but sometimes you really don't want to, and you still force yourself to go. You have to, right? You can't, and it's good. It's like I got to walk tomorrow morning. I really don't want to, but I'm in the middle of a barbecue coma. But it'll be good when I get out there, you know.
Walk that off, and then you'll be invited to another one in the afternoon.
What is steak okay?
Steak.
Yeah.
Red meat, I think, is supposed to calm it down on the red meat.
Yeah, but like, you can't have no red meat. Well, you can't have no red meat, I guess, because you can be vegan or whatever. But they say, like, where'd you get your
physically
iron from?
can't have any not meat.
Where'd you get your iron from?
Get cabbage and kale and
you got to eat a lot of that shit to get the same amount of iron, surely, ain't you?
Everything in moderation.
And it tastes cat as well.
You know, and you know, and basically, 50 years of just eating whatever I wanted and never really worrying about it, catches up with you,
for dinner.
Yeah, see, Pizza Hut. No,
that's not good.
It's not.
There's nothing good on Pizza Hut, I can assure you.
There's nothing good in that statement. No.
You could have
some salsa in my loaded potato wedges.
Does that count as a veg?
Well, technically, yeah. Well, weren't the Americans trying to claim that the tomato sauce on a pizza was one of your 5 a day?
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
That's how desperate they're getting.
Yeah, don't worry. I mean, the thing is, it's just it's a scale. How I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm not gonna have I'm not planning to have a heart attack at this point. I'm trying to avoid it. I'm still trying to avoid it, and I certainly wouldn't want to inconvenience anyone by having it before the show is posted.
Think about anything you're doing now is better than what you was doing before.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, you're making huge strides on.
Well, it's always at least trying to move in the right direction, right?
Yeah.
So, and considering before, like I smoked, drank way too much, The only thing I feel still, even though with all the dog walking, I feel like I could do more exercise. But that's good that I feel like I could do more exercise because
get some dumbbells.
Yeah,
you need to do some weight training. It's a good long burn after you finish. You're still burning calories.
Yeah.
That's the weight training.
Maybe you could be my trainer. Can I call you Mickey?
Look at me. Do I look like I'm doing that?
You sound knowledgeable about this. You're wise in the word.
I just can't be asked. Can't be asked with it. I've not done any weight training for ages. I was doing it almost every day for a while, and then just stopped. Just haven't done it since. I was like,
just snapped one day. I went, nope.
The other day, I was like, I work like 4 days a week, so if I do it the days I don't work, because my job's physical, so I do get a bit of exercise while I'm working. It's not mega physical, but I'm walking around, I'm lifting stuff up, blah blah blah.
Yeah, but you're not sitting in front of the TV all day eating pizza,
you're on your
right?
feet.
Exactly.
That's the thing, right?
But the days I'm not working, I literally, like today, I've done fuck all. Apart from do some washing and hang the washing out and take it off and line and stuff like that. That's the most exercise I've done today. So I did walk to the door to collect the pizza, obviously, as well. That's about as far as I've walked.
Yeah, you should go do something. You should at least go for a walk after dinner.
I should, like tomorrow, I'm like, I really need to fucking just lift a few weights just to fucking do something on the days I'm not really doing a lot.
Mate, it's the summer. Go somewhere.
We used to walk to the
Get
pub,
on a
didn't
bike.
you?
Well, I still walk to the pub when I go to the pub. Just
There
don't
you
go
go.
to the pub very often.
Go to the pub.
All right. Shall we go now?
Yeah.
Oh, it's shut. Fuck.
Okay, thanks Lord for that. It's a
Thank you.
stinky poo says, if Fraser cracked and hammered on your door shouting, give me dirty food, what would you cook for him?
Well,
What would be your thing if like I turned up and you
if
were like,
what
oh,
my dirtiest food that I
I'm-
cook is
Just trying to think.
burgers, I guess. Is it?
Let's
Is
not
it
say
that's as
dirty.
dirty as I get?
Yeah, but do you have like a signature dish, something that you really like? Which you go, oh yeah, this is what I would feed my mate if he turned up. Can I be your mate?
Do you like
by the way?
pasta?
Yeah, I'll eat pasta. If you like said
Well, my
this
Cajun
is the
chicken
best.
pasta that I talked about before, that's good. I like that.
Done.
And
There you
I
go.
know how to
mate.
make that without. No, I don't need no recipe shit no more. I just fucking just go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's got
What is it
double
again?
cream in it. It's got double cream in it.
Oh god. That is dirty food.
And cheese.
That is
and
dirty
cheese.
food.
It's not. It doesn't. It's not that bad. There's not that much cream in it. It's got tomatoes in it and peppers and onions. It's got healthy stuff in it.
Okay. Oh yeah, well that all balances out then.
But it's just got a bit of double cream in it to make it creamy.
Nice.
It's
See,
fucking nice.
I don't think I've got anything that would be classed as dirty. I think the nicest thing I could cook you is like I do a burrito, like a chili burrito,
All right.
beef.
I'm on board. I'm on board with that.
That doesn't sound healthy.
But we don't have any cheese in the house. Normally I'd load it with cheese.
You don't like cheese.
You could go to the
I
shop and
can't
get
eat cheese. I
cheese.
can't eat cheese.
You can't eat cheese.
No, but Fraser's at my door, hammering, like, make me some
I
food.
suppose.
I was like,
Well, you don't ever have cheese in your house.
No.
Ugh.
No. How do you live?
I know how he lives. I understand now.
So, but yeah, I'd make you a chili burrito.
Nice.
What's a burrito exactly then? What makes it a burrito? It's not just a wrap. Do you have to have rice in it?
It will be some mincemeat, white rice, pre-cooked.
White rice? Not brown?
White, not brown. Some peppers, some jalapenos, some lettuce, and then what else would I put in?
Cheese.
Not peas. No, that'd be
Cheese,
about
I
it.
said, not peas.
Cheese.
Peas.
I haven't got cheese.
No.
But then it will all go in the wrap, and then
Do you have to cook it once it's all in it?
It's already cooked.
Yeah, you don't. Well, you make the wrap up and that's it. You don't have to really cook it.
Sometimes you can grill it a little bit, but I don't bother.
I think you win, Dave, in terms of the dirty food part of that. Like,
because there's no cheese in it.
No, but I mean burritos to me, like you just gorge yourself on a burrito. Every time I get one, I'm so stuffed after eating it. You know, it's like It's like a meal wrapped in a sandwich or something. It's really weird.
Yeah.
He also also has another part to his email. It says also after the success of the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, will we have street parties if Joysticks and Chill release a new episode? I'd forgotten that question. I didn't remember that was coming up.
That did make me chuckle. I properly laughed out loud when I read that.
Yeah, that episode didn't materialize. What the? Anyway,
John Spouse is up for the party anyway. Well, it didn't commit to the episode of it appearing at any point, though. I did note, but yeah,
that's right. It's coming, people. I'm sure. Don't hold me accountable for that, though. Okay, well, let's move on to what have we been doing?
Hang on, you've completely missed a question there.
Oh, it must have gone.
Have you printed the notes early?
Yeah, I printed. Can you read it then, please?
Oh my god! From the Tim Reaper. A question, but it's more for me as well. Apparently, it says more for Neil. Can he explain how he earns enough reward points to get Game Pass for free? I try to do all the daily, weekly, and monthly quests, but always seem to come up short.
Oh, come on, Neil, explain yourself.
I don't really. If you need to have. Well,
start from the beginning. Here we go. Start from the beginning and explain what you're doing and why.
So
I'm
doing Microsoft Rewards. Used to be called Bing Rewards years ago, I think, but it's now Microsoft Rewards. There's multiple ways to earn points through Microsoft. including Bing, unfortunately, you can earn points for using Bing as your search engine.
Yes.
And you can earn. I have an app on my mobile, the Xbox app, and I also have the Game Pass app. The Game Pass app has been around a while, and you have quests on there to fulfill every week, every day. Play a game every day off Game Pass, you get so many points. It used to be 5 points. The dirty bastards have doctored it down to 3 points now. And there used to be another daily quest, which is not on there anymore. And then there's weekly quests, which is like usually play a game and you get 25 points. Play so many games, you get another 25 points. Get some achievements, maybe and it's another 25 points. Then there's the monthly quests, and they usually like there's some things in some games. Like I can't remember what it was. Make a decision in the Walking Dead, the Michonne, whatever it's called, was one of the things this week. I loaded up the Michonne thing, and I played it for like 5 minutes. Went, fuck this, I can't be asked. That's 75 points though, if you do all of them. Then there's like, if you do so many dailies and so many weeklies, you get 100 points. If you do a load more, you can get 1,000 points. So I usually try and do enough of that shit to get all of those things. I don't necessarily do the 75 points. My main aim is to get that big 1,000 points
bonus
off of their Game Pass app. I play mostly on the PC, as you know. So the the Xbox app, which is on my phone, has a 5 point for logging into the app every day. You have to play the stupid Microsoft Duel game to complete a level every day, but only do one level because it fucks up if you do more than 2, and then the next day it's like you might as well just start again. And then there's a thing for playing a PC game and then playing with friends, it says, on PC. But basically that just means playing a multiplayer game on PC. So I can usually do that in about 10 minutes, all 4 of them. I usually do them all at the same time. I'm playing Microsoft Duel while I'm playing Halo, just like, and then all of those things ping off. And it's slightly less than 300 points one day, but if you keep doing it every day, it's slightly more than 300 points after the 5th day or whatever. So that's like nearly 300 points every day just for doing those PC ones, which is quite a lot a month if you do them all. That's 9,000 points, is that right? Roughly a month. So that's quite a lot of points. The one for that one.
That's that's just off the apps and playing the game. That's
just off the apps. Then there's like on the website you can do daily quests, which are roughly 50 points. And if you keep the streak going, you get so many bonuses every few days. Once I think it gets to a point, it's every week. You get 100 points, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't fuss. I usually get a streak going and then fuck it up one day. I think the most I've ever got is to 90 odd days. And then gone, bollocks, I've missed a day. But then the bonuses aren't that good. The key ones for me are actually on the console. Because there's the rewards app on the console, which gives you extra quests. I've got a weekly streak going on the Xbox app of 97 weeks of the streak. Every 10 weeks, you get 2,500 bonus points on top of all of the points you've earned for doing all of those streaks, or everything to complete that streak. There's also every month a thing on there. If you do all of the jobs on there, which are usually like most of it's around playing games, doing searches on Bing, and earning some achievements, and you can get every month 2,000 points for doing whatever the monthly thing is on there. So I just try and do as much as possible every month and every day. I don't know. It's all around, like I say, it's mostly around playing games on Xbox or on your PC.
And so how does that equate into rewards for you?
So for me, for 1 month, it's 12,000 points to get Ultimate.
Mm-hmm.
I did pay up front initially before I started rewards. I had a load of Xbox Live Gold, paid the £1 to convert it. So I had like 15 months or whatever of earning rewards. I guess, before I had to start spending them. But I'm easily now, like I did, cashed in 3 months, 35,000 points for Ultimate for 3 months.
Yep.
Which sounds like loads, but like I say, I'll get 9,000 points a month for doing the apps off the Xbox app for playing on PC. If you haven't got a PC, you obviously can't do that. So
you're already to
9,000
27,000 for the 3 months anyway.
Yeah, so exactly. Not in 3 months, I can get 27,000 points roughly from just doing the stuff on the PC, on the Xbox app for playing on PC.
Right.
So that isn't that much more other points I need to get every 3 months to get the 35,000 to get 3 months of Ultimate. But so the key for me is having access to all of the ways to earn the points. That's how I do it. And literally the only times I go on my Xbox, I have to like open the rewards app every Tuesday and go, what have I got to do this week to get my points? You get 100 points for doing your 3 tasks. And I'm like, sometimes I look at it and goes, earn 3 achievements. And I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. Now I'm going to have to play some games I probably don't really want to play to try and earn some achievements. They keep adding stuff to Game Pass though, so I'm just like, I'll just find the easiest achievements to earn in that week that I haven't got already.
Are you doing enough to get you to that amount that you need, or are you just doing as much as you can every day?
No. Like I say, I play Halo every day basically to finish the 300 points every day while I'm doing the duel as well.
Right. So I suppose I suppose my question is, like, how much are you making then? On how many points will you be doing a month normally?
Well, I cashed in 35,000 points in May, which took me down to something like 70,000 points.
Oh, okay, so you are like banking extra points on top of all this.
I'm already well in for the next 6 months. I'm already up to 97,000 points since I cashed those in.
Are you earning more than you're spending on Game Pass?
So I think I'm now I got to the point because I keep doing everything. I'm earning more than I'm actually able to spend every 3 months.
Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, there's other things to spend it on. You don't just have to use it for Ultimate.
I'm sure you could get a toaster. You could see it all wiped out on a toaster. Very well.
You could enter sweepstakes to win like thousands of pounds worth of gear, but which probably people go, ooh, I could just if I cashed all my points in, I could get really loads of chances to win that, and you still don't win anything and just used all your points. I'm like, fuck it, I'll just not pay for Game Pass, thank you very much, and that's what I'll use my points for.
Right.
So.
Neat.
Occasionally I have to do things I probably wouldn't want to do normally, but
don't we all?
I don't want to know about those points.
Otherwise, I might be doing things that I would be doing anyway.
Here, mate, want to earn 1,000 points?
That's basically what they are. Don't watch Jay's 2 cents video from today about Microsoft.
Funny you say that. I unsubscribed from Jay's 2 cents today.
Unsubscribed? Wow.
Yeah. I was like, I've got too many channels I subscribe to. I'm keeping Paul's Hardware and I'm ditching Jay's for a while. He just bugs me. He annoys me.
I don't tend to watch.
I don't know.
I get notifications all the time and go, I'll watch that later, maybe.
Some people just end up bugging me.
In regard to the Microsoft rewards, there is a massive thread on it on Reddit with a massive sticky.
Oh, I don't doubt that there's like people who are calculating everything because it's just the efficiency, right? How efficient can we be at?
Yeah. Well, like I say, every now and again, I'll tell you where I kickstarted mine was when they did you get a point for every achievement point you earned in a month or whatever it was, and it was up to a maximum of 10,000. So it was just like I was fucking finding all of the scam ways to get loads of achievement points that month.
Desperately trying to get your hands on a copy of 2,000 points for
surviving Mars by installing a mod on both the PC version and the Xbox version. It just went ding 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 and unlocked all the achievements. I was like, nice.
Brilliant.
Okay. Hopefully that answers that question.
I think that was a pretty exhaustive answer, so hopefully
that was brilliant. Yeah, that was well done. You did well. Okay, nothing else on that question? I don't have a copy of it in front of me, so
no, that's it.
What have we been doing then? Let's start with Dave.
Ooh. So I've already covered the Scotland trip. I've watched all but the last episode of Westworld season 1.
Bit behind the times there, aren't you?
I am, but I kind of like when it came out originally. I was just like, I saw the film, not really interested in
It's a bit
TV
different to a
series.
film.
Yeah, a bit different. But the missus hadn't ever didn't watch the film and said, "Oh, what's this?" And I kind of described it. Oh, it looks interesting. Didn't realize it had Anthony Hopkins in it. And yeah, it's fantastic. It's a proper good TV series. Tons of twists and turns, and you don't really know where the story's going.
Boobies in it too.
There's lots of boobies, and Merkers. Is that
What are they? Is that like a funny word for a fanny?
It's a fanny wig basically.
A merkin.
Merkin, that's it. Yeah. Because yeah,
Is there a weird puzzle on the back of it?
I don't know. I feel bad that I know that.
Yeah,
But
no,
Shakespeare used, but that I know that from Shakespeare, right? Shakespeare used to refer to merkins, I think, in his plays.
did I?
Yeah, that's my legitimate answer, people.
Yeah.
The wife was reading a piece on the
Is
one
that
of the
another name
actors.
for one?
But she was the one who's doing the interview was describing the fact that modern day societies don't have hair, and as it's set back in those days, the screencasters were demanding that it was there, but because
Full
people don't
bush.
nowadays, they had to design these merkins for all the cast members, pretty much, to wear for TV screen.
Sorry, what? What is the story? I missed that.
There's lots of naked people.
Most of the time when you guys
What,
like,
they've all
I'm
got
trying to
fake
just
fanny hair on.
Yeah.
in what Westworld?
Yes.
Does no one? Sorry, has no one got pubes anymore?
Gentlemen's. No, nobody has pubes anymore. Nobody under 40 has pubes anymore.
Do they?
No.
Okay.
Pubes are so 70s.
Sounds like the pubes are noughties now as well.
So yeah. So it was a funny anecdote about Westworld and pubic hair. But no, what a series. And I'm very happy there's 2 and 3 because I haven't finished watching 1 yet. But I kind of
A lot of people didn't get. I don't know. A lot of people. Funny, you're not going to believe this. People got a bit fed up with it and moaned about it because it wasn't what they wanted at the end of it. It's not like people, is it?
No.
But
I've
watched up to season 3 and I've enjoyed all of it.
Oh, see, I didn't get on with it. I watched most of season 1, but I think I dropped off before the end of it. It went a little bit too.
It's very dark.
Well, mate, it goes fucking full on batshit at some point. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there was something that just didn't sit right with me. It was just, I don't know.
Do you not like boobies and fannies?
There is an uneasiness about it.
Yeah, I wasn't sure those bits. I had to keep rewinding and look at that.
Look,
Just couldn't quite get to.
So yeah, love that. I've run out of hard drive space on my NAS, my network attached storage. I had
Why?
downloading stuff and saving stuff and pictures and videos yeah, basically
there's got to be something, but the old 80-20 rule applies, right? So something's probably gobbled up a good 80% of it.
It's mainly photos.
That's a lot of photos.
Of photos and videos. The accumulation of 15 years of.
Oh, so no, but I mean, it's not space you've just suddenly used. You're importing stuff, right?
Yeah. I'm getting off all my Google Photos and all my Dropbox stuff.
Okay, so you needed more from the start, right?
So yeah, I didn't quite anticipate how much I needed to start with. I was getting up to about 3 or 4 terabytes and I was like, it's getting a bit full now. And
So what's the
so
NAS got?
the NAS has got two 4 terabyte drives, so it's on a RAID. In that
So it's only 4 terabytes.
it's only 4
Or-
terabytes and it's got a
right.
backup.
Oh,
So
okay.
I bought two 10 terabyte hard drives because they're on sale on Amazon.
How much do they go for these days?
240 a pop, so which is
Oof.
very expensive,
It's
but
a lot of money for a. But you know what? It depends. Like if you're filling it up with photographs and videos, can't argue with that, can you?
it's yeah, like and I hope it's going to be like 10 years of stuff. Hoping. And it's all
The
backed
next
up
10 years of stuff.
for the yeah.
Yeah, won't we have like light drives or something by then or whatever, or
quantum drives.
holographic storage systems? Or...
Just a crystal.
I might have pubes again by then.
I thought there was a breakthrough in the last couple of weeks. That's
there's always a bloody breakthrough.
breakthrough.
Bake
The
through,
bake
yeah.
through. That's the bake off, not bake through.
So no, that'll keep me going. And what I'll probably start doing is, my brother is massively into photography as well. He does he used to do a lot of weddings. He doesn't do so much anymore. But what I'm gonna do is I'll give him access to my drive, and so he can upload as well, because he is constantly making new Gmail accounts and getting the free storage and pissing about that. He's got like just a Excel spreadsheet of all the different accounts he's created on Gmail for the free 500 meg or 1 terabyte photo storage. So I'll give him access to a partition on it and say, right, the stuff that you actually want to keep and sort of share with people, customers, he can
Your
upload
20
onto
terabytes
there.
is going to be gone in the next week. Is that what you're saying?
So, well, I'll give him what I did.
2 weeks later.
Yeah.
About those files you have, Mr. Files.
What I'll do is I'll say to him, like, the stuff that you actually want to keep and share, like, and upload to websites and stuff, have on mine. So it's all in one central location. Because he was moaning to me a few weeks ago that it takes him half hour just to find the files that he's got to send out half the time, because he's got to go through all these different accounts. So I thought, I'll help him out with that.
Why don't you just give him the money to get a paid service?
Well, because it's cheap.
Let's just get that out, the elephant out of the room, right? Tell him to get his hand in his pocket and.
How much does he need? You reckon?
What space?
Yeah.
What I was thinking, I was going to give him 5 terabyte.
Right.
Which
well,
will
if he
keep...
bought out for £80 a year, he can buy Microsoft Family and have something like 6 terabytes of storage.
Yeah.
If he has 6 accounts.
Yeah. And that's the thing. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to spend the money.
If you're gonna give him this, right, you have to give it to him as a birthday present, right? At least get something out of it, right? Here you go. Here's your Christmas present. 5 terabytes of space
for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Here's the date. It's all getting wiped. Sort it out by then.
No, I just thought, well, what I'll do is I'll go, oh no, one of my drives has failed, and like I'll have to delete your partition, otherwise, I'll have to cough up some money for me. But saying that,
So what storage are you going up to next? 10.
So I'm putting 2 10 terabytes in, which will bump my pool of storage to 14 terabytes.
Okay.
So yeah, because
how many bays have you got then? How many hard drives can you put in there? Just 4?
I've got 4 bays. Actually, I'm not. No, it's not even. Sorry, it's not RAID 1. It's SMB Synology RAID. So I'll actually have 24, because it's only. They do something weird with the storage. It doesn't actually
Mirror.
just have half and half. Yeah. It does
See,
it strangely.
My concern here for you, Dave, is that if you have, say, regardless of your storage, that your storage is effectively
Yeah.
full
Yeah.
now. So now you're putting in 10 gig,
Mm.
and you
Terabyte.
could probably fill the 5 if you give 5 to your brother. That only leaves you with 5.
Yeah.
Which you'll probably have full
But-
within a few months, right?
Well, no, because all of my stuff that I've got from everywhere has been put onto it now. So I suspect I'm not gonna fill up 5 or 10 terabytes.
Ooh, famous last words. Before you know it, you're going to be like looking at your brother's real estate. Like now you're into that.
Cameras have got more
out-
megapixels.
Yeah.
Videos 4K now, not like 720p.
No, I'll. It's only because I didn't realize how much stuff I'd actually got in various different places.
Mm.
And it's been a quite good exercise for me to actually pull out all of that together. Yeah, and get rid of shitloads of different accounts I didn't need. So yeah, I still like pissing about with the network attached storage.
Yep.
So
I think I listen to you. I mean, take the piss, but I listen to you with interest, and I keep thinking about like it sounds like
You
a
should have
good.
all your music on the NAS.
It sounds good practice, right?
yeah, like having it
I think
in the cloud.
I mean, I have my
yeah.
stuff covered. Don't get me wrong. Like all my music, I have on on my PC. I have on a spare hard drive up here, and then I also back it up periodically to my wife. Actually, no, my PC automatically backs it up to the cloud.
Right.
So
That's good. Yeah.
But if I was to go into the next levels of amount, like my music doesn't take up a lot of space. Like it takes up maybe 1 or 2 gigs. It's not like
massive.
Mm.
Yeah, 'cause it's all
massive,
MP3, so
right?
it's all compressed anyway.
Even if you,
And
I mean, not
maybe
be funny. MP3s came around at a time when we had 56k modems.
Yeah.
You can easily download a fucking full CD in like seconds now. So at CD quality. So
yeah, I think a CD is like normally about 700 meg, isn't it?
yeah, 750 meg was an 80-minute CD.
Yeah,
and that's nothing nowadays. So
Yeah, it's fucking
it's video that takes up a more, and photos are quite space intensive as well, especially on modern phone cameras.
I'm starting to think I undersold my music size. Let's say you got like 2,000, and what's the size of an MP3? Probably
100 megabytes maybe.
No.
No,
25.
No, I'm
25
thinking for
meg
an
for the
album
ones.
was probably 100 megabytes.
50,000 meg. What's that? 50 gig? 50
ish.
Oh yeah, so my music collection is a bit bigger than probably bigger than I'm giving it credit for. So
Still
it's
not
easy to
terabyte
fill
though, is it?
space. No. But it's not. But it's starting to make a dent towards one, right?
No, it's not even a AAA video game now.
50.
It's half.
50
It's
out
not
of
even a half a
100.
Warzone.
50 out of 1,000, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
also the other
Right,
good thing
yeah.
about it is that I've got, what have we got? We've got 4 computers here now. Well, 1 computer and 3 laptops. And if any of those fail, I just get a new laptop, bring it in, and just restore my old laptop to the new one, and it will upload and have everything as it had on my old one that failed on my new one and on my computer, apart from my games. Just the operating system and all the documents and stuff. All my games and stuff are saved in a separate hard drive that isn't backed up. But that's just download them from Steam. But all my saves, all my customizations are on my C drive on my PC that will be restored. So if ever my computer just died, literally the hard drive failed, I can get a new hard drive, plug it in, as long as it's got an operating system, load up my Synology NAS and say restore my computer to my new hard drive, and it will just create the as it was.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's luckily I haven't had to use it. I never to use it, but that's there. So I can just have my computer as it was basically the next working day. which if I didn't, it'd be a fucking right nightmare to download, install, update all the passwords and
Yeah. Fair enough.
recover everything. So yeah, that's another thing with a network attached storage that I'm pissing about. I did try and install how do you say it? You boot a Linux distro.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking failed. I was trying it like one
Or
night.
two.
Huh?
What
My
are you
NAS.
gonna-
So to actually run a virtual machine on my network attached storage, you can do that.
What's the benefit of that though?
You've got another computer. And I was
Not
thinking
a
of
very powerful
running
computer though.
not a very powerful computer, but I was thinking of running a dedicated server to vRising.
What was I
'Cause
reading about dedicated servers?
What's the reason for it?
No, I was reading something about.
Oh, right.
I fucking can't remember what it was. You could create like a virtual server or something or other. I can't remember.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what I was going to do. I was going to create a virtual machine with just a game server on it that ran the instance of the game on the server on the network storage, but I couldn't get it installed. And I'm sure it was just because my lack of patience. I'm probably a little bit drunk, and it was really late. But it kept on failing. I was like, so yeah, I'll try and do that again at some point.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, it just takes time and effort. But I don't really have much. Didn't have much of last week. I was trying this week, and it was just like, nah, I can't be asked. So there's that, and then the other thing, last thing for me, I watched while I was away, actually in Scotland. I took my Fire Stick, because it had Netflix and Prime on it. But actually, we smashed through Stranger Things 4, Part
Okay.
1. Really enjoyed it.
Do you just plug that in at the hotel or wherever you were staying at? Bed and
Yeah,
breakfast.
yeah. We were staying at Airbnbs,
Okay.
and they all had
Nice.
TVs in them.
Just
So
log into their Wi-Fi. Lovely. Thank you very much.
yeah. Well, all of them had like Airbnb.
Wi-Fi passwords,
Yeah,
right? They all know.
everyone always
That's what
supplies.
everybody wants. It's
Yeah,
a no-brainer now.
exactly. And they all had TVs, modernish TVs. Some of them had their Fire Sticks already plugged in, and had a guest
That's
network
just
on them.
weird.
But I was just like, I'll just plug mine in, go on to that one.
Yeah, I don't want any weird watch history on your Fire Stick.
No,
Do you?
no.
Come back in and go, what the fuck is this shit they've been watching?
And yeah, smashed through Strange Things. I don't know, it was like 8 episodes.
You know,
I don't know if anybody else has watched it.
No.
I love.
I've got a lot of
Yeah.
catching up to do before I get to 4, and I can't be asked.
I thought they
Basically,
were on 3.
Oh wow, okay.
They're on 4 already.
4 part 1,
Yeah.
4 part 2 is coming.
I
later.
started 2. I enjoyed 1.
Yeah.
It was pretty good, I would say. And then 2, I was just I don't know when those.
I don't even know if I
alien
bothered starting watch 2. I don't know if I even started it.
No, I didn't get to grips with that at
My
all.
wife didn't like
Just
it.
seemed pointless.
4's weird. It's more of the 1 and 2 and 3 were more of like a.
Is it still interesting? Like, because like I feel like it's one of them things. Like it was fine as one series.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, don't fucking keep flogging a dead horse. Well, no, it's not a dead horse particularly, but
Yeah, the thing about 1 is 1 is great if you're just into the whole premise of the thing, whereas 2 felt like it was like, let's get into the characters and enjoy the quirky personalities of the guy chasing the alien and all that. And I was just like, no, I'm not interested.
I don't want a story. Just want the action.
No.
No.
A story would be okay, but I just get I didn't think the story was up to. It just looked like they were just right. They were making it up as they were going along. It felt like.
I think they were. Yeah, pretty much. The
cash cow, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the number 4 is it does take a bit of a turn for more of a horror. It's more gory. It's more it's less of a thriller and a sort of sci-fi fantasy Yeah, thriller. I think would best explain the other ones, but 4 is definitely more of a horror. What's the gore porn?
Yawn.
Trying to think.
So that sort of stuff.
Mm,
Gore porn.
yeah, it's it's a bit more visceral, so to speak. That some people didn't like. I was reading about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it takes a bit of a turn. But it's
Some people like it. Hey, look,
some people like it.
obviously
Yeah,
people like it, right?
It's popular.
I mean,
It's still
just,
popular.
yeah. Oh yeah.
still popular. So yeah, that's it. And then that was about it for me.
Okay. All right, Neil, I'm going to let you go because I'm dying for the gentleman's room. So I'm just if you want to, or do you want to just take a break in the middle? Now you go
We
on.
can go.
What do you got? Unnecessary purchases. Oh, do I need to be around for that?
Well, maybe. Depends.
I gotta go to the bathroom. Hang on.
Just pouring a lager. He's got some editing to do for this. No one's watching anyway.
No? There's people watching.
This is where he puts the lift music in. Or elevator.
Yes. Elevator music. Oh, we haven't even got into games yet.
No, we've been going quite a while as well. What's the timestamp on this? About 1:25.
What have I got recording? I've got 1:28 recording. I'll put this in the chat.
You better not turn into a turd.
Gone forever.
He's reading the rest of his book. Oh, man. I feel I've underestimated the amount of lager I'm going to need to get through this show. What have we got? Unreads. Team chats. Oh, right, okay. Oh, dear, I'm quite tired. Here he comes. Right, we waited.
Sorry, dude. Oh man, that did not want to stop. I'm sorry, man.
That's fine. I was just saying. I thought you might be finishing the end of your book. Anyway.
No.
So I made an unnecessary purchase, as described as such by my daughter.
Let's play Gets. Let's play.
I spoiled
could have
it.
played a guessing game.
I bought a new keyboard.
You were talking about keyboards the other
I
day,
did.
weren't you?
Is it what?
Yeah, you were talking. Somebody was talking about keyboards. I'm pretty sure it was you.
I don't remember, but a while ago, mine started.
It may have been an after show thing.
And I was looking at them, and there was a few big sales about a month ago, probably on Amazon and other places around Logitech's and Razer.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, should I switch to Logitech? Like a Logitech mouse and Logitech keyboard, because their top of the range wireless keyboard is pretty fucking cool. I'll be honest. And it was on mega sale for like 120 quid, down from like 200 and fucking God knows what. But I was like, I actually do really like my mouse, my Razer mouse. So I started looking into which was the best Razer keyboards, blah blah blah. And
which mouse have you got?
I've got the what's it called? Basilisk. I fucking can't remember. Something weird.
Basilisk
V2.
Yeah.
It's not ambidextrous. It's got like a thumb rest on the left hand side for me. It's got a couple of buttons on the left-hand side, thumb buttons. Obviously a right and left, and then in the middle, the scroll wheel can be pushed left and right, as well as like scrolled and pressed in. And then it's got like a couple of other buttons behind the scroll wheel for like changing the resolution thing.
Can you assign on that left and right push of the scroll wheel? You can
like into the software, you can assign it to everything. So when I'm playing like Elder Scrolls Online, if I push it right, it does one thing. If I push it left, it does another ability. If I push got two thumb buttons. There is also like another button that you can press, but it's a bit too far away from my tiddly thumb. Which then you can hold that down and it changes all of the other buttons. You can have like a second function for all the buttons.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's a little bit of a stretch for my thumb to get to that comfortably, the way I have my hand on my mouse. But yeah, actually really like my mouse. So I was like, don't really want to switch to a Logitech. I did have a Logitech, and I keep reading like the one I was looking at, which was like half price. There was loads of reports of the mouse button failing, the left mouse button failing after a while, and like double clicking when you're only supposed to have one click. I was like, that doesn't sound fucking great, to be honest. So I'll just fucking stick with what I've got because I know that's good. So yeah, I had a SteelSeries keyboard before, and I had SteelSeries mice before, but then I started, like I say, I got my Razer mouse, loved it. So I've looked in at all of Razer keyboards, and I've gone for a Huntsman V2, which was not cheap.
That's Razer, you said, did you?
A Razer Huntsman V2. It's normally about 200 quid, full retail price. I still paid 150 quid for it.
150?
150, yeah. Which is
on a keyboard. Must say, wait.
The lowest it's been
nice.
since it came out was 140. And I was like, I don't think it's going to probably go down to 140 unless till November, maybe, like Black Friday potentially. Did come with a massive fuck off wrist rest though, which is quite nice.
Like the wrist rest on my Razer.
Yeah. So there was that. That's probably worth about 2 quid. So, but holy moly, that is a really nice keyboard, I have to admit. Like,
is it mechanical, full mechanical?
It's mechanical keyboard? And it's red switch, which are linear mechanical switches, so there's no clicky clacky. Right. But it's a proper, like, when to type on, not that I do loads of typing, but when I'm typing, it's like, man, this feels really fucking nice to type on. And it's a real, like, you've pressed the button, whereas my old SteelSeries was not cheap, but it does, now it feels cheap compared to this. I'm like, yeah, it does feel quite, like, woolly and washy. Like, this has got fucking, like, premium keycaps, which will supposedly, like, never fade and don't get all that oily film on them where you've used them loads and shit on them. But, yeah, it was a lot of money. But it's really fucking nice. So.
No, that's all right. You spend your money on something you like. That's good.
I mean, you use it a lot, don't you? It's your main interaction with the computer, you know.
Yeah, that's fair enough. You do enough to justify it.
Is it the wireless one that you got?
No, that was the Black Widows are the wireless ones. It's the Huntsman. Right. And the, like I say, they do an analog keyboard, which was even more money. Which means, like, you can press, like, you literally, the keys around, you can set it so like they activate at different levels. So if you're typing, you can make it like a more of a deeper press or whatever to activate, or you can literally make them fully analog, like a fucking analog stick, so that the more you press it, the more it moves forward and stuff like that. On a so you had like it's almost like having a controller. Cheap. No, that wasn't cheap. It wasn't that much more, to be fair. It was like only another 20 quid, but I'm like, I don't actually need analog keyboard. I don't need that. I don't really
making it only 170 quid for a keyboard.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not even dollars. It's quid. Holy shit.
Well, mate, there's not a lot of difference these days, dollars and pounds. Unless they're Canadian, obviously.
The exchange rate's the best it's been for a long time.
Is it? Well, isn't for your way?
For my way, yeah, which is nice.
Well. So yeah,
believe me, it's not so great that I'm rolling around in money on my bed, but it's nice to.
Well, you'd have to have
nice
had some
finally,
sterling, I guess, to do that.
It's nice to finally travel when it's in our favor a little bit.
So yeah, it's got like a little on the top right of the keyboard. It's got a couple of three media buttons, plus it's got like a little wheel. So I can easily, because I'm using my wireless earphones, it's easy to just quickly change the volume up and down. It's not worth fucking £100 or anything, but all the other shit,
It's quality
like,
of life, Neil. Quality of life.
It's quality all round. I have to say, it is a lot of money, but it is really fucking nice. The only thing I miss is my Steel series had, I have mentioned before, like the spacebar was fat. Like if you look at it vertically, it was double the height, so you could easily know you were pressing. Like I'd have my thumb quite low, whereas now I have to move up, obviously, to get to where the spacebar is. But that's the only thing. I don't really miss it because I've got used to it quite quickly. But it was easy then to just move to the Alt key from the big spacebar because it was more of a. It wasn't in line as it is
Right.
now. But yeah,
are you messing about with the colours?
I have it. I have a profile set up
or...
for Elder Scrolls. When I load Elder Scrolls, all of my keys change colour to like just have the keys that are operating. But it's a lot of faffing around to do it. I'm like, I've only done it for. I could set like a first-person shooter up so that all of the because they're pretty much all the same keys, so it would only light up the right keys. But generally, like now, when I'm in just normal mode, it's just cycling through colours where it matches my mouse and my keyboard at the same time.
Yeah.
And they all throb at the same
family. I've abandoned any sort of worrying about the colors on my keyboard. I think it's just bright green all the time. But the only game I got to work that worked well was Doom, and it was like every time you took damage, the whole keyboard went red, and then if you picked up a health pack, the whole thing went green or something like that, which was pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty.
You're not really supposed to be looking at your keyboard though, while you're playing it, especially on a game.
Well,
like
that's
Doom.
what I know. I never really could notice it during the game, so it was seen a bit pointless. But I don't know. But I think if you tied all that into like,
you can get
they
lights.
do the full systems now, lights behind you and all that sort of stuff. It would be pretty neat, I guess. Yeah. So
maybe one day I'll buy that. That's completely unnecessary purchase. It's just lights.
It's all unnecessary. It's all unnecessary.
Nah, keyboard's a good keyboard. That will last me a long time, hopefully.
No, I don't not begrudging a keyboard, but like, I mean, Anyway.
Yeah, that was that anyway. So
okay,
my most recent frivolous purchase.
You said it was unnecessary.
Well, my daughter said it was unnecessary. I say frivolous.
So what's happened to the old keyboard?
She's too young.
At the moment, it's just on a desk over there.
You're the responsible parent. She said it. That means you own that yourself. It's all right. It's cool.
The only other thing I've got to talk about is I finished watching what I believe is probably the first series of Only Murders in the Building this week. So I smashed through one evening. I watched about 4 episodes in the trot. They're only like 30 odd minutes, roughly around 30 minutes, 30 to 35 minutes.
What's this?
Only Murders in the Building. It's on Disney. Well, it's on Stars, which is available on Disney Plus.
Oh yeah.
There's probably other ways to get it in various parts of the world, but that's where I'm watching it. And I fucking really enjoyed that show. I thought it was really funny, but at the same time, like, it's about murder, obviously. So, and the murder parts were quite good. Like a little puzzle, like the sort of the mystery of the murder and all that shit. And it ends, spoilers, like massive.
Actually, don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
I was like, there's definitely going to be a season 2. Is all I was saying.
Don't spoil it, because I got a feeling that I should just sit down and just watch the final 2 or 3 episodes that I have left to watch. Right.
Yeah. Oh, you watching it as well, Fraser?
If you've not watched it for a while, mate. Well, it does do a recap, actually. It does do a recap at the beginning of each episode. That's if you haven't watched it for a while, you might be able to get away with just watching the recap at the beginning. But like I said, every episode, there's at least one moment where I'm actually buckling laughing at it. And at the same time, like I say, it's all about murders at the end of the day. And I got quite attached to the old characters in it. I got, a bit, like last episode was a bit like... But,
really?
Yeah, it's good. It's really fucking good, I thought. Really good.
Okay.
So I do recommend you watch
that. Well, I'll then. Oh, that only leaves me anyway. But this is related to you, Neil, because you recommended. I buckled on Saturday and wanted to. My wife and I were just hanging out on Saturday night, and I was like, "Let's watch Slow Horses." So we got Apple TV, rented it for a month. It was our night out. Was watching Slow Horses. Yeah, good recommendation there, mate. My wife absolutely loved it, right? And I
it's quality.
Thoroughly enjoyed it as well. Binged it 2 days.
Have you watched all of it? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Two nights, three one night, 3 the next night.
Yeah.
We absolutely caned it.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good.
Well, looking
Really
forward to
good.
season 2 of that. I started
Yeah.
looking it up because when I spoke to my mum and dad about it, because they said to me about it before I watched it, and they said they've read all the books. So I don't know if they're the same stories, but there's fucking loads of books. Mike
Oh,
Heron
I didn't know that.
with one R,
Okay.
Heron, I think it is.
Right.
He wrote the books. There's loads of them apparently, and
Okay.
I'm like, oh right, okay. So that's one thing to maybe check out if you enjoyed that.
Okay. Well, it's obvious as well. Like at the end, they gave you a preview for season 2.
Yeah, there was like a trailer, weren't there? So
they've obviously filmed them side by side, right, or something.
Yeah.
So it's ready to go.
It's not ready enough because it's not out yet.
It was good. Yeah, that was brilliant. Anyway, so yeah, thanks for that. I'm not sure I
Oh,
want to thank
wow.
you for After Party.
I
I
only
haven't
watched the
figured that
first one.
one
of
out.
that.
I only watched the first one.
I was
I
like, there was
genuinely-
definitely funny moments in that. I thought.
Yeah, there were definitely moments in there. Like I was like, I'm glad you've said that because like I really was puzzling myself, going, "Am I so out of touch with Neil and what he likes?" Because I don't like. Some of it made me laugh, like the detective when she was interviewing the guy in the sound booth or whatever like that. She just cracked me out the way her attitude. She's really, really funny. But some of it, I thought, this just isn't that funny. It's just not. They're missing the mark here. Like it didn't seem to want to know where to settle, where it was in the type of comedy.
But I think I might watch another episode of that this week. See where it goes.
I might take that bullet for you. I think I'm on course to watch another one. So if you're not in a hurry and want to see, I'll give you.
I've only got 3 months of Apple. So, what did I read? Someone say.
I've only got 3 weeks.
There's the thing about the alternative history of the space race is apparently really good. Is it
okay?
For All Mankind, is it called?
Okay.
I looked at it and I was like, I think it's called For All Mankind. It's where Russia gets to the moon first, basically, is the alternate history. And obviously then it has this huge fucking complete change of whatever comes after that. It's completely changed because America are obsessed with like, outdoing Russia, I guess, in some way. But the third season apparently has just come out, and on Rotten Tomatoes it's something like 92%.
Okay.
And I was like, I've never watched it, but I did read. I read that literally like earlier today. That's one of the sort of the things on Apple that no one really talks about that everyone should watch.
Okay, well that's our homework, everyone.
That's third. That's
all right. That's our homework.
That's not coming from me. Don't blame me.
For All Mankind. Well, I mean, I've got Apple Plus to use up, so. And obligatory, I went to IKEA today.
Ooh.
I don't know if there's anything massive to report except for the fact that I went in, I knew what I needed, and it was pretty quiet in there too, which was nice. It was like 10 in the morning on a Friday.
Did you get a hot dog?
No, I was starving myself before the barbecue I went to.
So did well.
Yeah.
Did I pick up any meatballs?
No, I didn't bother with any of that stuff. I just went in to get some cabinet feet for like the bottom of this basically DJ table I'm building for downstairs. So it's all going to have all my equipment in there, and then the records and whatever. Anyway, I'm working on it slowly. But the thing that did make me laugh is like for this, a lot of people recommend putting a coat hook on it where you hang your headphones when you're not using your headphones, which is a simple idea. And I was like looking for hooks, and I found a hook, which is basically that IKEA does, which is the dog's butt and tail. The tail is the hook, so it looks like he's half in the panel. Anyway, it's very sad, but I bought it anyway, so I'm gonna have my dog's arse hook on my.
Does he sit there barking at it like he does when there's a dog on the TV now?
Well, he hasn't seen it yet, so I'm sure he'll be fine. It'll just be like a piece of plastic to him, but
just go sniff it.
Yeah, but IKEA was relatively painless. I don't know. Yeah,
I haven't been for a while.
I guess that's just
like
the
start shaking
IKEA
from my lack of IKEA visits.
Yeah, I mean it's still difficult to walk around there and not go, "Ooh, yeah, that would be pretty good," or "Yeah, I could just do with a nice little pot on my desk for my pens or something."
Nah,
I was like, "This is how they get you."
No, I'm very clinical. I know. I go in there. I know what I'm getting. I've looked at the website. I've got the codes. I've got everything.
You got the locations, the aisle locations.
Yeah,
you go to
pretty much.
You go up the stairs, and instead of going to the showroom, you're like, I'm going to sneak through the fucking back of the checkouts because I know exactly where I want to go.
Yeah. That's it. But like, if I go in, it's literally like a 10-15 minute jaunt in. Like go in, smash, like just miss everything, go straight through, get it done. If I go to the misses, it's like a fucking 4-hour
Like a
ordeal.
day out.
Yeah, mate. I know.
So I'm just
It's
going to
like-
get a hot dog. Ring
it's
me
like
when you're ready. Oh no, there's
no,
no,
it's not.
no phone signal, is there?
It's not a hot dog. It's a sit down meal. We've got to like go around the kitchen stuff. We've got to look at all the knives and forks and plates and glass and.
Of course you do. For goodness sake, Dave.
Don't know if anyone's clocked this. This is IKEA glass.
That's good glass.
Well, big glasses. I've had them
Yeah,
ages.
that's why you have to sneak these visits in on your own, so you can just get your shit done and get out again, right? You know.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
I want the rest of the day just to be shouting at the stuff that I'm trying to build.
Yeah.
You know, like bring it home. Fucking things missing.
I've got.
Bollocks.
I've still got 3 cupboards left over. When we did our bedroom wardrobes, we bought some cupboards that was like wall mounted, smaller cupboards to go next to the. Well, I was like, once I put the wardrobes, I was like, don't think they're really going to go there. And I'm like, still got them. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. Got 3 excess cupboards that's sitting in my hallway at the minute. Don't know what to do with them.
What IKEA used to do, I didn't see it last time I went in. They used to have a box of bits, like extra screws, dowels.
Yeah, in the custom service area.
Yeah,
Like spare
yeah.
pieces.
Yeah, and like literally, you could just go in and just grab a handful of like everything. And that used to be my top tip of anybody going to IKEA. Just go there, just grab a handful of bits, like
Yeah.
dowels, screws, like different size screws. Because yeah, they must have just got sick of people coming back and going, "Oh, I'm
I was just
missing
giving a handful of
tiny bit."
screws.
But yeah, I just go in and just grab a handful, put it in a little bag, and take them back with me. Last time, I think, because of COVID, they stopped that. I don't know.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Which is disappointing. But yeah, like I always, because you either end up with extra bits of that they don't bother counting everything. It's all machine fed into bags.
They do
They
a
know
pretty good job.
They know
They do a
exactly
pretty
how
good
many
job.
screws are going out, Dave. They count them. Trust me.
But I've got a box of extra bits now that I just keep. Because yeah, like either I'm losing stuff or
Hey, see the price of steel? Any stainless steel screws, things like that. If you go into the shops now, their prices have been going through the roof, right, for the last couple of years. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, not giving those out free anymore. See that guy in the motorbike? He comes in all the time and just grabs a handful, puts them in his pocket. All right, let's get on to let's get on to video games.
Oh no, do we have to?
Yeah, we have to. We have to push towards the finish line. What do we got here? Neil, you should go first.
Okay. What do you want me to talk about first? Do you want me to talk about the game we've been playing?
Sure.
So, yeah, playing a lot more Vampire Survivors this week.
I feel like I haven't played a lot this week.
Oh, I've been playing. It says I've done 9.8 hours in the last 2 weeks or something on Steam. I think that's probably only in the last week, though, mostly because I didn't buy it on Steam, I guess, did I? Till last week.
Yeah, but I feel like I've done the majority now on Steam.
Yeah. So
maybe anyway. What's been the weapon of choice?
Well,
recently,
I feel like there's a couple of things you have to have in your run. I feel like getting the whip and getting it evolved is essential. Because once you've evolved it, it restores your health when you whip things.
Yeah.
And
right when it's going super mental at the end.
Yeah, right when you've evolved it, it's like I don't know, but I think that might be one of the things that's really key to the end part of the game. So what I've been doing this week is trying out a few new weapons, and because I unlocked a few new characters.
So should I tell you the one of the fun I've had recently? It was a run where I had that character who shoots up like a band.
The vertical, yeah. What's the
Vertical
name? I can't
band.
remember. The thing, something of mana.
Oh man, that thing was I was untouchable once that thing had got to the end of it.
But it only kind of works. I had a run with that. And I was like, I'm going to play the because one of the 5th level, is it that you unlock is like a vertical level.
Yeah.
So you're going up and down, and that thing gets wider and more powerful, and so it's just like fucking anything that's like a low level enemy is just getting obliterated in a vertical column around you. I don't think it's quite as strong as against the stronger enemies. It doesn't seem to do a great deal with. But yeah, it's pretty good on that vertical level where you can just level up. So I've been trying to find the things that evolve the other things is what I'm trying to do now. Because like there's a few things I haven't. I evolved a garlic this week. I can't remember
the ball sack.
Yeah, the ball sack, the nut sack. But I was like, once that's evolved.
No, I haven't played it. I've literally just purchased it on Steam.
There you go. Attaboy.
Yeah,
he's been away. AR Dave, he's back now. We get him in on this.
Yeah. So they've had a fucking update this week as well, hasn't it? And they've added more stuff.
Mate, I am completely lost. Like I'm in the Reddit, and I don't read the Reddit a lot. In fact, I never read it because every time I see something, I go, they're going to show me something which is batshit mental that I just don't need to spoil myself. So
yeah, so it's a journey of discovery. This game.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
I don't
I'm trying
want
to glean
people
clues.
to tell me too much. I'm trying. Like, I don't want to tell too much while we're talking about it as well. But because like I say, I think that half the sort of fun of it is sussing things out for yourself. It's like when you were watching me and I did what was it? I did 31.5 minutes. I was like, fucking hell, look at me. I'm fucking done 31.5 minutes because literally if you get to 30 minutes, generally you manage to last about another 3 seconds, almost maximum. I managed to last 30 minutes and 5 seconds the other day doing something. I was like, well, that clearly didn't fucking work, did it? But the best run I had was like nearly 31.5 minutes. I was like, fucking well chuffed with that. Because once you get to 30 minutes, basically you're fucking dead. Is the gist of the game. But there are ways, obviously, to extend.
As much of a spoiler as that sounds, it really isn't relevant, really, to the game. Well, it is and it isn't.
Well, always funny. You've heard me talk about it. If you've heard people talk about the game, like that is the game is get to 30 minutes and then die. Because that's what happens. But then you start sussing shit out and you're like, if I do this, maybe I can just survive that little bit longer. So yeah, my record's still old. I haven't managed to improve this week.
I haven't beaten
every tactic I've ever tried.
I've been on a voyage of discovery this week. I've been on a voyage of discovery. I did play a bit at the start of the week. I haven't played the last few days, but rather than trying to perfect it, I've just been like, I've really enjoyed playing games with new characters, just seeing what they got. Like,
I don't understand the Catwoman. That's all.
No, but I did see something.
There must
up.
be some secret to this that makes it really fucking good at some point. But I don't.
This is why I need to unsubscribe from the subreddit, because I just saw something and it was somebody just went something cats, and it made me crack up. Right, it was like, shit. These cats, there's something relevant to them, and I don't know what it is. Right, I mean, we literally last week, both you and I were sitting there playing the game with cats. And we just couldn't work it out, right? You know, like we were actively trying to figure this out. It wasn't just a passing sort of thought, and we couldn't suss the cats out at all. So there's that's fucking to come.
They're fucking cats at the end of the day. It
might be worth looking to see, do they buff stats or anything like that?
I don't fucking know. They just occasionally have a massive fucking scrap. It's like, why aren't you doing that every time? Like all of a sudden, there's this huge fucking furball scrap going on, and it's killing everything. You're like, all right, that's cool. Why doesn't that happen more often?
it's been interesting. Is anyone else playing this game? The veteran gamers. Oh, Christian said he was starting to play.
Christian
and John
started playing
Mouse.
it. John Mouse had one game, I think. I think he might have. I saw that Duke Scath has purchased it.
Yeah, well,
I
they
don't
said on
think
the
he's
veteran
finished.
gamers, didn't they, this week? They all
I
said
didn't
they
get to the
committed
end, so I don't know.
Oh, they committed to playing it.
Oh, have they?
Yeah.
I haven't
So
seen
it'll be
the
interesting.
other two buy it yet, so I'm guessing that's not happening.
I think,
But yeah, I saw Duke bought
no,
it.
they don't need to buy it. They've got Game Pass, right?
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah,
It's good.
fucking.
Good.
It's
Yeah, Dave,
No,
get
I
on
did
it.
see a thing that it was on Rock Paper Shotgun. If you liked Vampire Survivors, there's a shoot 'em up you should try.
Well,
Fucking hell, I can't remember. It's on Rock Paper Shotgun anyway, and it's
all right.
I think you only have to survive. You have to survive less time, 20 minutes or 20 seconds. I can't remember. It goes a lot more mental, a lot more quick, basically, in this shoot 'em up game. And it's another game that's like £2 on Steam. So I can't. Maybe I'll find it.
I'm not done with Vampire Survivors yet,
Nah,
but when I am.
Well, they're still making it. It's still early access. So
yeah, that's what I mean. I get the feeling there's new shit every week. Right?
Well, I say there was literally a patch yesterday. Excuse me, or today. So I think they added a new character, and then done some other stuff. So yeah, I don't know when I'll stop playing that game. To be honest, still quite a lot to do. By the feel.
I found out. Yeah, that's what I forgot to tell you. I found out it runs on my laptop. So.
Oh, you said that last week.
Yeah, when I'm traveling, I should be able to. Play. I might play it on the
you got
plane.
something to boot it up. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So.
Cool. Yeah, listen, for £2 or the local currency equivalent, I don't think you'll get something as like I've played fucking like nearly 10 hours in whatever the last week or whatever, just on Steam. So for £2, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I've played a bit of Elder Scrolls. Played, like I say, I'm still playing Halo every day. I'm not really going to bother talking about them. Elder Scrolls is just, I don't know. I just keep doing it. It's just like, I don't know what else to do. I'll just play Elder Scrolls online. Fucking do some jobs. Try and fucking get my quest log down. But yeah, it's definitely got a bit more to the quests than other. There's certainly like Destiny.
Are you
open
having
world
fun?
Stuff. Yeah, it's fine. It's like when I'm not sure what I'm going to do, I'm just like, I'll just play that for a while.
Are you playing with any other people? Is Matt still playing?
No, well, I don't know if he's playing anymore. I haven't been on with him for a while.
We need another Valheim. That's what we need.
Well, V Rising is the Valheim, apparently, isn't it? But
is it?
Yeah, still it's massively early access though. So I'm like, I don't think I want to get into something like we fucking hammered Valheim's. I've played shitloads of it in a very short
Valheim. The funniest thing about Valheim was you get like I went on an expedition. I'm the last one. I played probably the least amount of anyone, but I went on an expedition up the coast with Matt or something. Weren't there ways to fast travel? You guys could set up teleports or something like that, right?
We had teleport gates going and everything.
And they're literally parts of the map you get to, and it was like, you can't access this yet because we haven't made it, right? You know, it's really, really weird.
Yeah. Well, I think the Mistlands is the next one, and that's still not out yet. And we haven't played it for fucking about a year. It feels like. So there's been bits added to it. I know.
You need to go back in about 5 years, right? You know?
Yeah, well, when it's finished is when we need to go back and like probably have to. Well, the old place is gone, isn't it? So we'll have to start all over again.
Yeah,
but that's not a bad thing. A lot of people, I heard Matt. I think Matt was saying, if he had to go back, he'd do. There are some things he. I think you might have been saying it, Dave. There are ways you'd go back and you'd do things massively different, right?
Yeah.
That now you know, right?
Oh god, yeah. We must have wasted tens. Well, between us, hundreds of hours.
We're digging massive fucking tunnels.
To the coast because it seemed like a really good idea just to have
spending hours chipping away and going, I can only dig like 10 blocks deep.
So you basically there are way more efficient ways to go take on the bosses and move forward and get better gear, right?
Yeah. But we weren't only playing it to do it the most efficient way.
No, it was a lot of fun.
We were pissing about and So yeah, I do like those games because there is a lot of downtime between and busy work, and in busy work you just chat and piss about and have fun. So
Yep.
you make your own fun.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Literally making
So
your own fun.
Matrix. So Matrix. What's Matrix Unreal 5 then? Was that what we're talking
So
about?
this is the demo that came out some time ago. So I downloaded this on my PS5.
Matrix yeah, this rings a bell.
So
Yeah, wasn't it?
everyone was
Okay,
going
yeah, this was
fucking
all right.
apeshit about it when it came out. So
Like a tech demo, right?
yeah, it's an engine demo for Unreal 5, and it's like obviously based around the Matrix. So I started playing it, and there's like Keanu Reeves walking around the white Matrix space with where he meets what's his name, Morpheus, and there's the red chairs and everything you can see now if you're watching. And he's doing his spiel talking about I don't know, fucking some old bollocks. And
Sell it to me, baby.
and you're like, the whole thing is this is like it's Unreal. It's like, is this the real? Is this all like just a film? And he's walking around where him and Morpheus are from the original film talking, and you're like, is this what's real here and what's not? I don't really know. And then eventually you get to the point where like he gets from current Keanu, he gets basically transferred into like his old Matrix 1 version, Keanu Reeves. And you're like, okay, this is definitely fake now. And then you get to see some stuff go on. He's walking around, fucking stuff, scenes from the Matrix. And then you get control of a character. I can't remember. I don't even know if you find out what her name is. And you're driving around, walking around the city. And you can just fuck off, do like Minecraft fly mode and fly around the city. And my daughter walks in. I was like, do you think this looks real? She was like, no, it looks weird. Something looks weird. She's like, it's just something looks weird about it. I was like, oh. So I was like, it does look pretty good, but it's definitely not quite there in terms of like totally looks fucking real. But at the time, there was definitely points where you're like, I can't actually tell if that's fucking a digital version of something. But like you see it now in the camera, like this is definitely not real. Like this is all generated in the engine, and it does look fucking awesome. But the actual when you get to control everything, the car feels like shit. Like it's a bit like it's okay. Yeah, it's impressive, but it's clearly not a fucking good game at the moment.
Clearly not a car game.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I was like, oh, you can just fucking go also anywhere around the city, pick up any fucking car. But there's only about 4 different models of car or whatever, and it's a bit like, meh. Does look pretty cool, and I guess. I don't think there's been an Unreal Engine 5 game yet, is there? I don't know. That's actually out.
I have no idea.
But, it does look pretty cool, I have to say. But we'll see when actually a game gets made of it, what it actually turns out to be. But yeah, impressive. But not mega impressive.
But not to us.
not like holy shit. Like my daughter was like I say, if my daughter looks at something and goes, yeah, it looks a bit weird, I'm like, okay, fine. To me, it was like, yeah, it looks quite impressive, but she's like, not fooled at all. Probably more stuff on Snapchat nowadays, I guess, isn't there?
I'm getting the Duke soundbite. Ain't nobody got time for that behind me in my ear.
Anyway, so I didn't play that for that long. So what I have mostly been doing the last week is trying to finish Horizon Zero Dawn. I am really quite near the end, I know. I was playing it earlier for a couple of hours. So I know what Zero Dawn is now, and I get who I am in the story and all that sort of stuff. And like I said before, I think the main arc of the story and the main gist of the story is actually really interesting, really cool. But the side quests and all that shit, unnecessary bollocks. Is like, this game could have done with being a little bit just more linear. Would have been more exciting, more interesting to me. Like a bit more focused on just the story. The story is really good, and like the whole gist of what's going on. But there's too much fucking bollocks, like Assassin's Creed type shit, like side quests, this and fucking do this job and that job for this person. I'm like, I don't want to do those jobs. It was a really interesting, good story if they'd have just stuck to the fucking story. Making it open world, I don't know, some people might get off on it, but it's just fucking wasting time to me. I did actually get to ride a metal dinosaur today for the first time in about fucking however many hours I've played this game. Because I started the game and then fucking didn't play it for about 2 years. I couldn't remember how to ride the dinosaur things. And then at the end of one of the missions, really near the end of the game, you just get put on one. I was like, cool, I'm riding the dinosaur. And I can run go fast, much faster than I could before. And then I sussed out how to fucking do it. I was like, I don't know. I just really hadn't thought about it, probably. I was just quite happy running around everywhere before, picking up fucking herbs. Because I need them to be... need them to fucking heal and stuff.
Dude, your experience is almost a bit like mine with Immortals Phoenix Rising, right? There's tons of shit to do. And sometimes, like, I'm just like, let's get this story going, right? And then I sort of fall out of that into the, I'll just spend, like, hours trying to mop up shit and pick up berries and crap like that, right? And then I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing? Come on, let's motor forward, right? You gotta, you know...
Yeah, I'm assuming I'm in for more of the same of it in the second game, but
don't doubt it.
I feel like, I mean, it does look. I'm playing. It's effectively a PS4. I know I'm playing on PS5. It is a PS4 game. I think I'm effectively playing the PS4 Pro version on the PS5. It's not been especially upgraded or anything for PS5.
It's gonna be a good game. It's a good game. And
it does look impressive, and sometimes really fucking impressive. And I'm like, man, this is a really good... At moments, it's like, this is really fucking good. And then it's just like, just cut out all the bollocks, though, and it'll be a lot better.
Yeah.
I don't mind picking up things like to heal me.
There's a lot of gamers who are far more patient than us.
Yeah, but like, it's weird. Like, you can't have infinite ammo in a game like this at the same time. It's like there's got to be a way of getting ammo because you're using bow and arrow basically the whole fucking time. You can't have an endless supply of arrows, otherwise that would be stupid. So it makes sense for some of it, like you have to pick up the trees that you can break.
Come and play Immortals. I've got infinite arrows in Immortals, right? But the way they do it,
that's like a magic game. This isn't a magic. This is a relatively grounded game.
Dude, you're literally talking about riding a dinosaur.
Yeah, but it's a metal dinosaur, a robot dinosaur. And it all makes sense in terms of the story. It's fucking like it all makes sense. Like you're in the far future.
My game is not grounded in reality.
No, this is a game set in the far future. Like after an apocalyptic event in this current world. So, and there are massively advanced technologies that you don't have, but they are existent in the world, and it all it all makes sense.
And they just happen to look like dinosaurs.
Well, not all dinosaurs. They're like fucking I don't know. There's some giant gazelles. And
I'm sorry you haven't got infinite arrows.
But so there needs to be an ammo mechanic, obviously, otherwise it would be stupid. But there's other stuff. I'm just a bit like, I don't know if this is really essential. I could craft potions as well. And I'm like, just give me the health stuff. I don't know. It would be a bit weird if you could just run off like Call of Duty style and just, if you stayed out of combat long enough, you just healed up like you do in other games. But there is a mechanic there for your healing. So that's the way they've done it. But I don't know. I'm not playing it particularly stealthy. I've got to be honest. I'm watching the video, watching how they're like sneaking around and killing everyone. So it's not the way I play. I'm just like, fuck it, get the burn out, kick that fucking, try and shoot that guy in the head. Oh no, his mate's seen that, so now it's all gone to shit. And
yeah, mate, you want to scrap, right?
So I'm always, in fucking frantic combat mode in this game. I do occasionally like go, I'm going to sneak this bit, and fucking I was like, there's like 5 guys, I can easily silent kill a couple of these, and let's do it that way. But when there's just like 10 of them, I'm like, fuck it, let's just shoot the fuckers and get them all killed. Because there are human enemies as well as like the robot fucking monster enemies or whatever. So I am enjoying it largely, but I just would prefer a few less side activities to do
Right.
and just fucking focus on because it's like, oh, you could go and do this thing for this person. I'm like, I don't really fucking want it. I don't actually care about this person. I've just found I was just running on the way to do my main quest, and this dude's fucking half dead on the fucking side of the road and goes, and he's like, help. And you're like, you could just fuck off and fucking leave him there if you want, because he's just like, but there's this green exclamation mark that you're like, I suppose better go and see what he has to say. He's like,
you've got to, man.
Save all my friends, save all my friends. And she's like, she says to the camera, not if this. She's like, oh, they're gonna kill him, but not if I've got anything to do about it. And I'm like, fuck them. I'm just fucking going to the next main mission. I can't be asked. Fuck them, they're all dead. I don't care. I'm near the end of the game now. I don't give a fuck about your friends. I'm going to fucking finish the game.
Nice.
So there's a lot of side stuff there for people who want it, but I'm just like, I could just do with it being 10 hours less time and fucking cracking on with it.
Yeah,
So,
right.
We'll see. I'm sure, like I say, the second one, which I will get to start some point soon, is going to be more of the same, but much more shiny. And better graphics and all that guff. But
yeah, right. Yeah, well, it's look. Let me segue off that then into Immortals: Phoenix Rising, because it's a sort of maybe a similar experience. Like I got back in. I talked last week about it screwed me over on the game save, but I decided no. You know what? I'm not going to let that kill it. So I went back in and I've been playing it, watching my saves and all that sort of stuff. I'm enjoying it. Right? I spent a good few hours this week concentrating on the area I'm in, mopping up all the chests that are there, and a lot of the chests have puzzles, so you need to get to the chest. Basically, it comes down to you're either going to be solving something, you're going to be fighting something, right? And they seem to have a good balance of it that I haven't got sort of particularly bored. I seem to be pretty hard. Like I'm taking the approach of I don't really care about the nuances of all the different ways that I can do blocks and parries and all that sort of stuff. Give me basic parrying, basic evasion. Because if you evade somebody's attack on you, it slows time and enables you to get some hits in it. So basically, if you're a half decent fighter, you need to manage your combat situations, like take the little guys out first, start to whittle the numbers down, stay safe. Usually have enough health, enough fighting ability and whatever that I don't lose really. I never die, very rarely die. And I have some potions and stuff like that I can pull out the bag if like there's some real bad guy who's giving me a little bit of grief. Then I can start knocking out defense potions and whatever. So generally, it's all right. I'm enjoying it. I'm still enjoying it. That being said, I'm really enjoying the fact that, oh shit, I got nothing better to do. You know what? I'm going to sit down and play this for an hour or two. It's just pick up and play, right? But if I try to think about finishing it, that stresses me out because I'm only on the first island, which I feel like I've been on for ages. And I know there's like 2 or 3. I accidentally went into one of the forbidden zones just got my ass handed to me. So there's a long way to go. If I start thinking about I need to finish this game, that's more stressful. If it just is a pick up and play, the puzzles are interesting. This week I tried the trial. There's like trials you can do, weekly trials where it'll put you in an arena. I hadn't done any, so I decided I'd do one first, and it put you in an arena with some traps, and you try to utilize the traps to kill everything as quickly as possible. It basically disabled all my weapons, except my bow. And that was fucking nails hard to try and get gold on that. Doing it, I did it and got bronze and got my chicken feed that it gives you, right? But then there was like, well, you got 5 for that, but if you do it in under 3.5 minutes, we'll give you 25. And I'm like, shit, I could do this. I can do it. but yeah, it broke me. I was like, yeah, I can do it, but I'm going to be here for like about 2 hours, probably losing my shit. So I don't think the 25 is worth it. I had to make a judgment call on that one. I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I need to just carry on. But yeah, the combat. So maybe I was. I can't remember. I don't think I gave the combat the enemies seem janky, but the combat's pretty reasonably tight. It's all right. It's all right. I still, I'm at it. It's good. It's
Still
good.
got plenty
I
to
got my
go.
money's worth. Yeah, I got tons to go. Tons to go. But there's nothing else no other big games that I fancy playing on the Xbox right now. So I'm quite happy with that as my couch game. It's cool.
Very good.
Yeah, and the same Vampire Survivors. Plenty more. We played some. Actually, I got promoted in Valorant this week, which was unexpected. We played 2 competitive games last night, and I got promoted to bronze. So I was pleased with that. I didn't think I would be. I was like, fuck competitive, fuck ranked, blah blah blah, brr brr brr. But actually, winning helps. That makes me feel better.
Yeah, getting some kills.
Yeah, playing half decent helps too. Yeah, and dropped off. PUBG seems to have dropped off massively. Valorant seems to be what everybody's interested in playing. PUBG, we've had
Big
our fill
update for
again.
PUBG, isn't there?
Yeah, there was this week. I don't know what they changed. We haven't fired it up since the update. So it's sort of, I don't know. We'll go back. Just been quiet the last week or 2.
I can't uninstall it again. Is that what you're saying?
It's good to have it on hand. That's the only thing, right? It's good to like if suddenly the call goes out and you're in the mood, then it's a good one to fire up with and have a nadder and a fight, right?
And a moan. And a sulk.
And a moan and a
Yeah.
sulk and a rage quit. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much me. I don't think there was anything else. So Dave.
Cool. I've played a few games. One of the games, Borderlands 3. I know. I think Fraser, you played that last week or the week
Yeah,
before.
it still doesn't really count. I fired it up and started it. I didn't really play it. I need to go back to it.
Well, I fired it up, and
You played it before, hadn't you?
I'd played it before, and I fired it up again recently, this week, and I was like, I'm sure I've played this, and I loaded it up on Epic, and I had a save continue, so I started it, and I was like, oh, okay, right, seems really hard. I was up to like level 45 or whatever. I was like, this is really hard. Like and I was dying all the time, and like I was getting through one area, then like getting to the next one, I was dying, and getting slightly better weapons, and I was upgrading my weapons and stuff. And I was like, I don't know why this seems so hard, and I seem to recognize it for some reason, but I don't know why. So I ended up playing that and completing the story, and I was like, I know this. And it was only after I finished it I realised I'd already completed it when it first came out, and I was playing it on basically New Game Plus, True Vault
Oh, like a
Hunter,
hardcore mode or something.
Vault Hunter mode, is it, or something?
Yeah, True Vault Hunter mode, and I was playing it on Mayhem 10, the highest Mayhem rating. No, I think there's an 11, but I was playing it on. What I'd done is I'd completed it, got the new Mayhem options, which basically there's 11 stages, and it all increases the difficulty. Like more enemies have more health, more resistance. Puts on basically multipliers,
Right.
and also I think the one that I had you couldn't stand still, otherwise you'll start taking damage, and there's like all these different things, and I didn't realize that I'd turned it on when I started my last game. Went, I can't be bothered, switched it off, and never picked it up again. And then picked it up recently and started playing, and I completely forgot about the fact that I'd actually completed it before, and I'd turned on the most difficult hardcore mode. But I did it.
Nicely done. Get stuck in.
But
Now, see, because like what attracts me to Borderlands 3 is the fighting of it, of whether the actual gunplay is decent.
yeah, and it does get proper bonkers. With the build that I'm playing with is basically I'm playing as the gunner, Mose.
Means nothing to me.
One of the characters, she can get into a giant mech. But I've gone for a grenade, frenzy, and ultimate and unlimited ammo. In that all my guns basically fire grenades or explosive rounds, and then when you reload, you chuck the guns at the enemies, which also turn into a grenade. And then I've got 13 grenades, which are all multi-split Smurf grenades. And sometimes, yeah, like I've now got to a point because I've been playing it on the hardcore mode, and I'm now up to like 67. I've just got insane weapons.
Yeah.
And insane abilities. And the end boss, I cleared in about 5 seconds because I just threw all my grenades, emptied a clip, threw the gun at him, got into my mech, and then destroyed him. And it was very fun.
Yeah.
And I want to start again actually because I
in
realised
normal mode.
in true Vault Hunter mode, I won't play it at the same mayhem level, but I want to get to max level for my character, and I bought it. I actually bought it when it was released with the season pass, and so there's 4 DLCs that I haven't played that I want to play through. Yeah, and there's a lot more content there that I realised that I haven't actually played. Like I played it and completed it before any of the other DLC was out, and I do like the story of the Borderlands stuff. So, Borderlands 2 is still the best one.
Yeah. Anyway,
But
Borderlands 3 remains on my desktop, not uninstalled yet. So
No, I've got it, but I haven't even. I booted it up, I think, to make sure I could start it.
right,
And that's as far as I got.
it's in the starting gate.
So I just reading the comment from It's a Stinky Poo on Twitch saying I've started a Dave game, Space Engineers. I think I'll have to do a degree course on it. It does get a bit complicated.
Yes, now available at the East Midlands Polytechnic degree in space engineering.
It depends where you started. It's a Stinky Poo. If you started
Well, you
on
did play this a bit. I've definitely played this. I don't know if it was when it was like a free weekend or something.
Yeah, Sean was building in it big time, wasn't he?
Yeah. I played with Sean.
I remember this was the one where Dave said he worked out the programming language for something in it.
Yeah, right? I created some solar panels that followed the sun through a day-night cycle, so I got maximum efficiency. Yeah, that I'd spent a lot of time on that. So yeah, that was fun. And yes, you can play it as casually or not so casually as you want. But yeah, Space Engineers is a good game.
Is
What
it a
else?
game though, or is it a way of life?
It's a game. Yeah. You make your own story, and the game is understanding and working out everything about it.
Space travel.
Yeah, well, not space travel. More. I don't know, atmospheres and pressures and like electric and
Sounds like my job.
Definitely a
yeah,
job.
it can be a job, yeah. So yeah, I've also been playing some Sniper Elite 5. I played a little bit before I went away. Don't know if anybody else
I've not
Elite
played it
5,
since my first session. I don't think I've played it since.
Right.
Okay.
I've done the first 2 maps and I played a little bit of multiplayer, and
Game Pass.
On Game Pass. I got invaded, and I got invaded twice actually. The first time I got invaded, I think they got killed by, or they fell or something, because I just got a notification somebody's invaded your thing, and then about 5 minutes later they died. I was like, what? Don't understand how. Didn't think you could kill yourself or get killed as the invader. And then the second time I got invaded, they ended up headshotting me.
It was someone good then.
It was somebody good. Or
Get good.
yeah. I also invaded somebody else actually, and had.
I was going to say, have you tried that? Because I heard someone
Yeah,
talk about that, and they said it's actually really good. If you're the
it
invader,
is.
it's actually really good.
Yeah, it is really good. There's a few mechanics of, sort of, you've got to get close to still alive enemies, and highlighting them, and basically, you keep them active on your. You can still see their status, and you know if they get shot or move, then obviously the enemy is near them. And you can also call in sort of an approximate location. But when you're getting invaded, there's certain telephones around that you can booby trap. So you know if the enemy is trying to use that.
How's it work? If you're the invader, you there's like telephones around that.
There's telephones around the map.
If you're the invader, you use the telephone to get an approximate location of the player.
Yep.
And if you're the player,
if you're the invadee, you can booby trap the phones. Yeah.
So that when the invader
booby trap
comes
with
to
them with what?
With a grenade.
Oh.
Yeah.
And does that kill
them?
They
have no idea that it's there when
they have no idea it's there. I don't think it kills them, but
obviously you'll know where they are.
Yeah, you're notified that the booby trap has been detonated, and you can see on the map which one it was. So you get.
So how easy is it then to start hunting him?
Well, yeah, it's quite easy. Yeah. Well, you know their approximate area, and you know.
Is he getting indication of where you are and coming towards him?
No,
if you don't move for a long time, or don't move enough, it alerts people to where you are on the map.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is stupid in a sniper game, I thought. So like, it's a fucking sniper game. I'm not going to be running around everywhere.
Yeah, I think it's in an effort so that you just don't have two people across the other side,
exactly.
across the
I understand from a gameplay mechanic, it's a bit like, but like if you're invaded, the one who's been invaded, it's like you still have to be sneaky around all of the fucking NPCs. You can't just go, well, I now need to kill the invader, so I'm just going to fuck everyone else up. Because they still fucking go, hey, there's a guy running around here that I'm going to need to fucking kill. So it's a bit like, I don't know. It's not perfect, that's for sure, but it is definitely an interesting addition to the game.
Yeah.
And
I have that loaded up.
The invader is the invader version is good. But
yeah.
Right. My son keeps telling me to play that.
It is a good game. Even
it's
without
definitely
that mechanic,
a bit more
and
action than the old ones.
And you can disable that if you don't even.
Yeah, you can just play offline. Effectively.
Yeah. And also played some multiplayer of it as well. I played a couple of maps. It's the same old story that there was one player on each team that had about 20 kills, and 6 or 7 other players that had a couple of kills between them. Right. Because I don't know why. I've always found it with these Sniper Elite games.
Not enough people playing.
It's not only not enough people playing, but I think there's people playing. There's only a few. I'll say only a few. There's like just enough hardcore players for the hardcore players to be sort of included in the map rotations of all the other noobs, and then all the other noobs play the games for a couple of times and like decide that they're getting killed too much and play 1 or 2 games and don't bother. I did alright, but it's a very hard game to.
So is it like just team deathmatch type of thing then?
It's the gameplay the game one style that I played is basically you two sides of a map and it's separated by a river or a crevasse or something, and you can only stay on your side of the map, and you're just sniping each other. You're looking for random windows or just oddities, heads peeking up or slight movement. Where if you get a solid head or body shot, especially with a rifle, it's an instant kill. If you hit them anywhere else, arms or legs, you take off like 90% of the HP. So 2 shots will take them out. It's a hard game, especially on multiplayer when you're like against people who obviously play it a lot more than you do. But if you play for a bit, and especially if you get to know the maps and where people sort of generally.
I didn't even know there was a multiplayer version of this game.
Yeah, it's okay. Not great, but the single player I loved. I think the first map I spent about 2 hours.
Yeah, the first map is fucking massive.
Yep.
It was like I had an objective, so I was like, I was kind of heading to the objective. So like, I ended up going around this whatever, not the wrong way, but just like a long way round. It's like, now you've got like 3 new objectives. It's like, oh, fuck.
I think I'd done about 90%, 85-90% of the first map, just because I ended up exploring all of it and finding all the hidden stuff. And then the second map, I don't think I spent so long, about an hour and 20 on it.
It's a long time, isn't it?
But yeah, it's a long old slog. And then on that one, I was like, oh, fuck it, I'm just doing the objectives. I'm not going to get distracted by everything else. But yeah, you're right. It's less of a stealth game now and more of a, right, let's get into a fight, and how can I approach it by taking the most amount of people out in a way that reduces their numbers. So then I can just
pretty cool though. Like I was listening to someone else talk about it, and they said, like when you enter the map, there's like people patrolling. Sometimes they're in vehicles.
Yep.
And like this vehicle, I think it was like a trike that went past me or whatever. Not with Hell's Angels on it or anything, like German soldiers, but it fucked off, and then I never saw it again. But someone else listened to said they saw a vehicle go past them, and they put a mine on the road, and then about fucking half an hour later, that same vehicle fucking came back and fucking set the mine off. But they were fucking miles away from where they were when they set that thing off. But they got like a notification that there's something had fucking that mine.
I've had like a notification that a body has been found, and like I've been across the other side of the map. It's like, oh shit, okay, right, well, and so like I realised I had to.
So yeah, the things you kill are persistent.
Yeah,
like they're not just like it's a big map, but the whole thing's fucking like simulated the whole time you're in that map.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, it's good. And it did make me think about, okay, right, I have to hide the bodies in the grass or the chest freezers and stuff like that.
Always hide the bodies.
Like no one
Dave.
ever goes in those fucking chests. They're just sitting there for dead bodies to be stored in. Apparently, otherwise no one goes in them.
But yeah, no, it's I've still got it installed, and yeah, I'll definitely.
I've got so many games that I'm looking at going, I should probably play that. I should probably play that. I should probably play this. I should probably play that.
Yeah.
So I don't know what I'm going to play next.
The last game I put some time into is a game called Hard Space Shipbreaker, which was also on Xbox Game Pass. I've seen this game around for a while now. I don't know if it's been released and it's just come to Game Pass or.
Yeah, I think it was. I don't know if it was early access, but it's definitely been out on Steam for a while.
Right. It's how do I explain it? Basically,
It's a Dave game.
it's a Dave game. Yeah.
Ish.
You basically you take on a story that you are sort of employed by this corporation in space, and you because you've been shipped up to space and you've got your own habitat, life support, food, water, bed, oxygen, jetpack, fuel, resurrection facilities. Basically, you start and you're in like $1 trillion worth of debt, and you're breaking apart these ships and separating them into their core components, whether it's salvageable stuff to be melted down, or what's the other one? There's 3: recoverable, furnace, or electronically recycled. And you take apart ships in a certain order, so you can destroy the sort of the points that hold the bonds together between the different parts, between like the hull and then like the computers and everything like that. And the ships get progressively more complicated the more you do, and you skill up and get different ways of doing it. And so you start off and it's basically just pull it apart, and then once you do that on 1 or 2 ships, it's like, okay, right, now you got to deal with fire. So if you hit these things, a fire will start sort of spreading through the ship, and if it touches you, you start burning, or like if you don't sort of pull the ship apart quick enough that the fire's on, it starts destroying all the stuff in the ship, which reduces the amount of money you get from it. And then then you've got to work with pressure or electrical things. You get given tools, so you can sort of destroy things in a laser, or like you can actually cut up the parts if the parts are too heavy for you to actually move yourself. And then
I think I'm going to try this game for the simple fact is I can't understand how they can make that fun. I don't know.
Is this on Xbox or is it just on PC?
It's on PC.
No, I know it's on PC because
is it on Xbox?
But is it on the Xbox because it's on Game Pass?
Yeah, it must be on. It must be on Xbox.
No, I don't know. It's not necessarily a given.
Oh, isn't it? Oh, okay.
Would it be more
this
suited
definitely
to
looks like a stoner game to me. Like if you're properly out of your face, stoned, you could definitely get into this.
It's I enjoy it I enjoy it for the it's basically car mechanic simulator.
Your spaceship salvage man.
Yeah. Just watching the video on it now, and it's a very complicated game to start with.
I thought it was multiplayer, which is the only bummer I see. It's only single player. I was like, I thought it was a multiplayer game.
Yeah, no, it's a single player. There is a story there, and it's pretty weak, to be honest. The bulk of it is, just pull apart these things, put them in the right areas, don't fuck it up, and just the challenge of doing different ships in different orders, and the one that I got to is that I had to pull out the actual I think it's called a fusion core of the ship, the main power cell, and once you do it starts a timer, and you've got to get it out of the ship and put it into the right location before it blows up and kills you and destroys the ship. So
nice.
You kind of have to build an exit route. You have to sort of pull the ship apart in a certain way so that you can get the core out, because you've only got like 20
Right.
seconds or something before it goes. So, and that was only like 45. No, that was maybe an hour in, and that's like a pretty low level thing. So I think the complexity of it is gonna ramp up even more. So yeah, it's just a fun little.
Looks like it's worth a punt anyway.
Yeah.
If it's on Game Pass, it's worth a punt.
Yeah, give it a go.
If I had to pay for that,
Yeah, I think that's what I was like. I didn't really understand it, and as soon as the game's Game Pass, I was like, oh yeah, I'll fire it up. I was like, actually, no, this is fun. This is good.
right.
So
Okay.
yeah, and that's it. That's all the games I've been playing.
All right, that's enough then for all of us. Put in a good shift tonight, boys.
We have, haven't we?
Yep.
Yeah.
So all that leaves us to do then is for Dave to do his outro. I
My
can't do any more
outro.
show anyway. I'm gonna slur my speech.
Oh yeah, I suppose you haven't been doing this for the last couple of weeks.
Coach
Right.
took it over. Actually, was he on last week? He was on last week,
He
wasn't
wasn't
he?
on this. No,
No,
Coach
it
was on
just us two
last week. Hang on.
that is just.
Oh, it's just us two. Yeah, the week before he did it. Yeah, he did it for you. Yeah.
Right. I'd like to say thank you for listening to the Seal Podcast. If you'd like to ask us questions or get involved, please contact us either on Twitter at Seal Podcast, email us at sealpodcast@gmail.com, or join us on a Discord server, as link is pinned on Twitter. We have YouTube and Twitch channels, which we upload and stream to regularly. Do a quick shout out to chat. We've had Lord, It's a Stinky Poo, Sumu, and I think that's been chatting, and a few other lurkers as users in the watching the stream. So thank you very much for watching on Twitch. And Neil, I'm sure you will upload to on YouTube.
I'll put it up at some point this week. I'll try not to leave it too long.
All right, perfect. Okay, all right then. I will just say thanks to you two for coming on and being here as usual. And Pilch, get well soon. And everyone for listening and everyone we interact with. Thank you very much. It's all good fun, and we will catch up with you next week.
All right.
Oh no, we won't. No, we won't. I'm not here for the next 2 weeks.
Okay, yeah. What are we going to do? We'll have to sort that out. We'll let you know on Twitter.
We have to talk about that. Yeah. In fact, yeah. Okay, all right, good. Good reminding. This time I'm taking my laptop with me so I can help out, but I can't record on the Friday. I'm on a flight. Good. Okay. All right. Until next time. Thanks, everyone.
See ya.
Cheers, guys.